The following is a live sports presentation on Glycon.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycon.
Live from Roosters, it's the Central Kentucky High School Basketball Preview Show. Hi, I'm Chris Labar. Jared Peck of the Herald Leader, that's longtime Glycon veteran and respected colleague Keith Elkins. Guys, we'll talk with almost every high school boys and girls coach tonight in Fayette County. The season 2 weeks away, Jared.
Yeah, it's coming on strong. December 1st tip-off and a lot of great games ahead.
Keith, you covered high school basketball for such a long time. What are you most looking forward to this year?
I think just seeing the boys and the girls out there on the floor and actually competing. This is the time of year, of course, when you go through practices, you compete against your teammates. It's nice to get out there and compete against another team. And that's nice for us who are observers of the game, too. We were ready for those regular games to get started. Great Crossing, the defending 11th region champion, guys. Certainly a different team this year than last year. Perhaps an opportunity for somebody to slide in there.
Yes, and you know, I've done some of my preseason polling that's coming out next week on Kentucky.com and the Herald Leader. Frederick Douglass is going to be right up there, as is Bryan Station. Both are in our top 10. Frederick Douglass girls are in our top 10. It's really exciting time here in Lexington with the 42nd District, and then you can't forget Lexington Catholic and the 43rd either. Yeah, of course, once you're the champion, everybody's shooting for you too. So they all know the Great Crossing name now, and they had such a fantastic year last year, led by Malachi Moreno, and we all know what he's doing now for Kentucky. But lots of competition in between now and then, and plenty of chances for people to take their shot, and we'll see some great teams around here.
Keaton Belchure of Tate's Creek bats leadoff. We'll join him next. Just getting started, the Central Kentucky High School Basketball Preview Show live from Roosters.
Holiday is on us this season when you shop and save on new Kias from Cartown Kia.
Holiday savings start now, and you can drive home the new 2026 Sorrento, lease for just $259 a month. Or new 2026 Kia Sportage, lease for just $229 a month. And don't miss year-end savings on new 2025 Kia Telluride, lease for just $299 a month.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching a special presentation on Glycon.
Welcome back to the Central Kentucky High School Basketball Preview. We'll bring in Keaton Belchure, the second-year head coach of Tate's Creek. And Keaton, a solid foundation late last year. How do you feel about this season?
It's exciting. Tate's Creek's entering the 61st season in school history, and we get to host districts this year for the first time at the new facility. We return a lot of our guards from last year's team, and things are looking promising on Center Parkway.
Coach, you mentioned size is a concern for you. What else concerns you about this year going into it? Because Lexington Catholic doesn't like size, and they're going to be one of the big ones.
Our difficult schedule. I think the Courier Journal had us playing 5 of the top 25 teams in the state, and 4 in the top 10. So we play Henry Clay twice, Lexington Catholic twice, Lafayette twice, Douglas, Station, Dunbar twice, LCA twice. So it's not many off nights for the Commodores this season. So we just got to be consistent and, hopefully stay healthy, and we might have a chance for a few games.
Coach, I just wanted to ask about the perspective of the second-year coach compared to the first-year coach. What's different for you this year, and how is it better? What's the difference?
Yeah, I got hired in May of 2024, and I think the guys in our program are more comfortable with our terminology and how we do things. The expectations are there. Mm-hmm. We didn't even have a freshman team last year. We only had 5 freshmen try out. This year we've established a freshman team along with our JV and varsity team. So I think going in year 2 is a more well-rounded perspective for our team.
Okay.
Katon, 2 very good guards to build your team, Stefen Franklin, A.J. Slaughter. Just talk about their strengths and what you need from them this year.
Yeah, they were pretty good last year. They ate up a lot of our minutes in the backcourt, and we're going to have high expectations for those 2 this year. I really would love them to be more vocal. They are kind of silent assassins and lead by example a lot. I wish they would talk a little more. Their introverted nature is something that we're trying to overcome. So I need them to be more leadership qualities coming from their mouth, even though, because they were our 2 best players last year.
Coach, how do you handicap the 43rd District this year? You got an idea of what you're facing?
Well, I do. We were the 4 seed last year. Lexington Catholic has dominated the district for a while now, so I think we're all kind of fighting for that 2nd seed. Lafayette swept us twice last year, and we had the lead at halftime both games. We split with LCA, and we swept Dunbar. So I think it's wide open. After Catholic, they return a lot of key players. Not saying they're not beatable, but Coach Salsman does a phenomenal job, and it's going to be exciting. Our team goal is not to finish our season on our home court because we host districts this year.
You mentioned, Coach, the leadership qualities that you need from guys, and that's important at any level, isn't it? We look at a lot of college basketball, and they talk about having a leader on the floor, but that's very important at the high school level, too, for you, isn't it?
No doubt. And AJ, I thought he was the best freshman in the city last year. He led the whole city in minutes, points, steals, assists, rebounds, and free throws. So I think as he enters his sophomore year, we have a higher expectation for his leadership qualities, even though he's more of a shy kid. He's almost like another assistant coach on the court. That's how valuable he is to our program. So we're expecting big things from A.J. Slaughter this year.
Great.
Katon, very few coaches in Kentucky have played in the NCAA tournament. You have. Do your players ever talk about the good old days with you? You ever talk about that?
Sometimes they tell me that they'll play an old video game of 2K, and they said that I played with you last night and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But I graduated 15 years ago from Belmont, and so it's been a minute. But sometimes I did play against Kevin Durant in high school when he was with Oak Hill Academy, so they do bring that up more than the NCAA tournaments.
Coach, do you still get out there on the court with the players?
No, absolutely not. No, I play.
No game.
I'll shoot a little bit. I didn't want to play defense when I was playing, so all I want to do is maybe play the occasional game of horse and shoot with them. But I'm not trying to run or play defense at all.
Coach, we talked about the difference between your first year and second year, but in that year, who have you seen that maybe has made the biggest strides for you? Who jumps out in these early practices now as having made the most strides since last year?
Yeah, there's Tommy Hobbenrich is a kid that started off last year not starting, and he became maybe our most dangerous weapon by postseason. He made 10 threes in a game last year at Western Hills. DJ Seawright is a promising sophomore who probably will start for us this year. And there's another sophomore named Hamza Issa, who's an up-and-comer that we really like. Brady Manning's a returning senior that's probably our best vocal leader in the locker room, and also led our team in three-pointers last year. So we're definitely guard-heavy. We just have to, when we play teams that are bigger than us, we got to figure out a way to just come up with those 50-50 rebounds and loose balls.
Thanks.
Katon, the 11th region, has such a strong reputation. Describe what it's like night in and night out to bat heads against some of these teams for folks outside of this area that don't know what it's about.
It's brutal. Like our December schedule alone, we play Henry Clay at Woodford County, Lafayette, Lexington Christian, Mercer County. We play at Henry County. They've got the second best player in the 8th region this year, preseason. We play in the Madison Central tournament over Christmas, and if we beat Wayne County first round, we'll play Madison Central. Their best player signed with Belmont, where I play, Jake Feldhouse. So there's just not many off nights. So it's really crucial for us to stay healthy. I know it's kind of a knock on wood type of thing, but I really feel good about our returning players. You know, we returned 68% of our scoring, so there is something there. And 7 of our 16 losses last year were by 9 points or less. So we've talked a lot about, we talked about it today in practice, about finishing games the right way. And not every possession matters in a 32-minute game. So it's really important for us to get off to a good start in December.
Coach, I was going through my top 10, and 6 of the top 10 teams that are going to be in my list next week have a high-profile, high-impact transfer. And then we've had kids going to prep school. We've got kids floating around. How do you keep your kids in the building, and what do you think this trend is? 'Cause it doesn't seem to be going away.
Well, you know, I'm probably different than most coaches nowadays. I've never recruited a single player. I've never had a great transfer. All my transfers become managers. So we try to, you know, keep it within the program. I remember when I drove down to meet the team for the first time, I drove straight to Southern Middle School to meet A.J. Slaughter because I wanted to make sure that he was staying at Tate's Creek. We try to make the game fun. You know, when we took over a 4-25 team, the chemistry was bad. A lot of the guys had quit the year before, so the first obstacle we had to overcome was making it fun again at Tate's Creek. And I think we did that. We tripled our win total in year 1, going from 4 wins to 13 wins. We shoot a lot of threes, and we play extremely fast. Like, what high school kid doesn't want to play that way? So luckily we haven't had many kids quit the program or leave the program that were like key players.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your staff, how you work with them, and what you expect from them in order to have the greatest success.
Yeah, we have a really good staff this year. So every player on our staff, every coach on our staff played college basketball at least 1 year. So it's myself as the head coach. Our JV coach is TJ Downey, who played at East Jessamine and Lafayette 2012 to 2016. He's a really good up-and-coming coach in his late 20s. We have Jackson Davis as an assistant coach who played at Lafayette, all-time leading scorer, played at Butler in the Big East, and played at EKU. And our newest member of the staff is our freshman coach, Colby Fugate, who played at Paintsville and led them to state in the 2021 Sweet 16. So I'm excited about the future of our program, not only because we have good players, like promising young players, but our staff is really good, and they love the game of basketball. So, like tonight, my assistants are going to scout Evangel Christian at Henry Clay in a preseason game. That's our first game of the season, so we're going to prepare for them.
Keaton, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Best of luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
That's head coach Keaton Belchure. Serena Sanduski of Bryan Station is next. Just getting started live from Roosters. It's the Central Kentucky High School Basketball Preview Show.
Communication is really important on a team because you have to know what everybody's doing, even when it's not your job. You just really want to work as one unit, and whenever you can do that, the team is at its best. I think staying active helps me to be my best self by keeping me disciplined. Being able to look back whenever I go to bed at night, checking all the things off that I've done that day, it creates the best me. My name is Trent Noah, and I'm better without it.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
Central Kentucky, don't be afraid of your pool water. Talk to the experts at Suntine Pools, your BioGuard dealer. For over 50 years, our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit our store for a full line of BioGuard products, equipment, and accessories. Have your swimming pool sparkling in no time. Visit Suntine Pools today.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Welcome back to Roosters' fifth year. Bryan Station girls head coach Serena Sanduski joins us. Coach, what are you most excited about this year?
I'm excited for the newcomers we have on our team. A lot of growth with our older class. We've got 6 seniors, so I'm excited for them to come out and really lead us this year.
Coach, Frederick Douglass is kind of pulled a lot of gravity to them this year in the last few years. How do you get your kids motivated to take on a team that has gotten as big as Douglass has?
Proud of the north side, so no matter who we're playing, no matter what's across the other team's chest, we have that instilled in our culture within our building and within our team as well.
Right. Coach will be talking with Akia Wade here in just a moment, but wanted to ask you, at this time of the year, coaches and players alike are really looking forward to competing against someone other than their own teammates and other than their own team. What's your feeling as you get this close to the start of the season?
We get to scrimmage tomorrow, so I'm excited for them to get out there against somebody else as well. I think we're looking pretty good. I'm confident in the pieces we have. Excited to see them play against somebody else. 'Cause, in practice after a while, some people like to cheat plays. We get a little lazy on things because we know what's coming, but I'm excited to see them go out and compete tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
Serena, you've got a nice nucleus of some experienced players. How comforting is that to have that good foundation?
It's good to be able to trust them during crunch time. Akia's been with me since she's a 7th grader, so it's nice to be able to have a kid like that to lean on. She's very vocal. She's going to defend on the defensive end of the floor, and she's going to get us some buckets on offense. So it's nice to have her in our corner. We're going to miss her next year.
Coach, what would you say is the most improved aspect of your team this year? What are you looking forward to seeing them do when they get out on the court?
Confidence. We're getting into some positionless basketball. Ooh, tongue twister. So I'm really confident in all of our kids being able to go in and sub 5 in, 5 out, or any player can come in and sub any kid out. Just that, and just being confident, getting in the gym, getting in the flow with basketball, because we've got a lot of kids that play multiple sports. So just having kids that are back for multiple years now is good.
Tell us a little bit about the rest of your staff. We asked Coach Belchure about that too, but tell us about who you work with and what you expect from them, how that makes the Bryan Station team better.
Scotty Smith, he's my right-hand man. He's been with me since I took the head job at Station. He's a great guy. He's our defensive coordinator, so he does a lot of the heavy lifting on that end, so I can worry about offense. He's also in the building with us, so that's good. Our kids got really good rapport with him. We bought on Crystal Leach this year. She's been around at Dunbar. She was at Henry Clay last year as well. And then Barry Shagil, she's also on staff. Just a really good group of people. 2 alumni on staff, so that's always nice to have.
Let's toss one to Akia. What personal goals do you have this year?
I want to have a winning season this year, but also I want to hit my 1,000 points. So, yeah, that's a big one.
Well, the coach scored 1,000 in her career, so you'll be up there with her. But that is a big milestone, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Tell us about how you've worked to get ready for this senior season.
Oh, this summer I've been going hard. I know that, like last year, it wasn't what I expected, but this year I wanted to turn it around. So I just worked as hard as I can this summer to have a good senior year this year.
Tell us about how you're the leader now. They count on you. How do you try to communicate that to your teammates and make sure that everybody's in the right place, giving the right effort? What's your method there?
Tone matters, and it just depends on who the person is, which teammate I'm talking to, and just how I go about it. They're really good listeners, and I just try to give them as much confidence as I have. And if they see what I do, they're just gonna do the same thing as me.
We've talked about some of the good teams that you'll be facing when you know you're going against a strong opponent like a Frederick Douglass or some other team like that. How do you get up for those games?
Just confidence. We just keep our heads straight. We know that at the end of the day, we want to win. We want to do what's best for us, and we just do that. Focus on that.
Well, good luck this year.
Thank you so much.
Coach, a couple years ago, you guys were running a great pick-and-roll game. You got a big player there. How does the game strategy change maybe when you don't have a big person who can set that pick and feed? But what kind of offense are you running now?
We're going to run a little bit of, don't want to say too much, a lot of positionless offense. That being said, we do have a big kid now. She was a junior last year. She came in from Columbus, so she's more confident. It was her first year playing organized basketball, so she's our real size that we have inside. You might see some pick and roll action come back. So with that being said, we're excited. It's Tony Uwase, so she'll be good for us this year.
Coach, we talked about how you're looking forward to the season, but do you ever wish you had maybe another week or two for practice sessions? Do the coaches like to have that, or are you ready to just get out there and go now?
I'm ready to get out there. Once we can play a couple of scrimmages and we can see what we need to work on, that's what makes me excited as a coach. I love film. I love getting in the locker room, breaking down things for our kids. So a couple of scrimmages would be good for us right now, just to see where we're at.
We heard Akaya's comments, and obviously she's a tremendous leader for you, isn't she?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Before you, Katon Belchure, we talked about his glory days of playing college basketball in the NCAA tournament. You've had success as a player. Do you talk about that with your team at all?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we got to go back to Bellarmine. We watched a shoot around. We got to hang out down there and see campus. The kids really enjoyed that. We actually have 4 college athletes on our staff, so a lot of us can share our experiences with them, those that choose to wish to play at the next level. But it's bigger than basketball. We want all our kids to be successful once they leave our doors.
Coach, I think I saw a goalie on your team. Do you have a soccer goalie on your team? Do you have any other multiple sports standouts? And what do those players add to basketball?
Yeah, Sophia Haggard, she's our goalie for station. Sophia is the kid that you can always depend on. Her emotions never change. She's one of the hardest workers I've ever had in the gym. Can't say enough good things about her. She'll be one of our captains as well this year. We have a ton of multi-sport athletes, which sometimes you can see that as a bad thing because you don't get them during preseason. But with that being said, they're working on other skill sets in their soccer seasons or softball kids we have. We have a few that run track as well. So they're all-around athletes, I'd say.
What's the importance of the off-season? And I'll ask Akaya this too, but the importance of off-season work, even at the high school level, you got to stay with it. Got to be prepared long before they step out on the court with you. How do you handle that, and what's the importance of it?
It's important. A lot of our kids, that's when we work on the fundamental skill sets that they may have lacked or needed to work on during regular season. A lot of that comes back in. Like I said, we get to break down film. We get to work on weaknesses. Off-season workouts also allow a lot of our kids to gain confidence. So it's really important to get them in during the summertime.
Okay, I'll ask you about that too, because you step out on the lights, under the lights here in just a few weeks, but a lot of work has gone into it even before you got back with the coach and working with your teammates. How did you approach the off-season?
Oh, you just get a random text in the group chat from Jakai, Nicoya, one of us, just saying, who wants to go to the Y today? And that's like almost every day of summer. And like it's not only just us working together, but it's like building a bond and continuing to keep in our chemistry with each other. So, yeah.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That's Serena Sanduski of Bryan Station. We wish her and her team the best of luck this season. Up next, it's Eric Daniels. We'll talk Dunbar girls basketball right after this pause, live from Roosters on Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational, solid career path.
Rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable. They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Eric Daniels of Dunbar joins us next, girls head coach. Appreciate you stopping by, Eric. What's the assessment going into the new season?
We're just excited to have everybody back healthy. We get Ellie Levy. She had surgery a couple months ago. And then Ariana Daniels coming back from ACL injury from last year. And we added Kaylee Potts from Tates Creek this year. So we're just waiting to get everybody together and get this chemistry so we can get the season rolling.
You saw you added Kaylee Potts. The soccer team added Kaylee Potts. How fortunate are you to have, Layla Flynn and Kaylee being multi-sport stars and basically, really good floor generals too?
I think it's going to help us out a lot. She's been very consistent over the past 3 years with her scoring. She's averaged double figures since the 8th grade. And that's one thing that was one of our weaknesses last year, is scoring the ball. So now we got a little bit of extra firepower with her and everybody coming back healthy. I think that's something that we needed, and we addressed it in the offseason, and we're working to get better at it.
Yeah, they both helped Dunbar win a district title this year, so that was pretty impressive in soccer. So what are you chances to get a district title?
That's what I'm hoping, man. We've been out one for a while, so it's about our time.
So if they don't get it, it's you.
Yeah, it's my fault if we don't achieve our goals this year.
Coach, you've got some young players that you're going to have to count on. What's your approach as the coach to try to bring the best out of players that may not have a whole lot of experience on the varsity level?
Well, last year, a lot of our younger players got a chance to get some experience because we had a lot of injuries last year. So at sometimes I would have 4 8th graders on the court. So they got to play last year. We took our lumps. We got better. We learned from our mistakes. We got an incoming 8th grader that was the best 8th grader in the city this year in middle school ball, Kaya Kersinger. She's going to be handling the ball for us this year, trying to get everybody involved and get us over the hump.
Okay, great. We'll be talking with Ariana here in just a moment, but Chris, back to you.
Eric, your program's gotten better each year. Now as you enter year 4, assess the optimism. How do you feel, just the encouragement going into the new season?
I'm ready to compete for a region title this year. My girls have been working hard in the offseason. Everybody's got stronger. Their IQ has improved, and we just work every day. We watch a lot of film to get better, and our girls are just hungry.
The 43rd has really been up for grabs a lot of years. I mean, somebody would come in and upset somebody at the end each year. What is it like playing in the 43rd and coaching in the 43rd, and how do you get over that kind of thing where maybe the number 1 seed gets jinxed at the end?
Yeah, man, it's kind of tough because any team can beat you on any day. We've been the team that upset a few teams, and we've been upset also. So we just got to come prepared every day, follow the game plan, and execute, and I think we'll come out on top.
Coach, you're in your 4th season now. How has that progressed from season to season for you in your development with this program, your own development as a coach?
I have to do less and less coaching now. My girls are familiar to what I expect in our practice game plan, so I pretty much just show up, and our girls, they get themselves going at the beginning of practice without me having to get on them and get them started. So it's a little bit more at ease for us. We're comfortable with each other. We have their chemistry, and everybody knows what to expect from each and every player.
Eric, having coached at Woodford County before, now 7 seasons as a head coach, describe your evolution from game 1 to where you are now throughout your career.
I have a lot more patience now. Over the past 6-7 years, I've had a lot of young, inexperienced players, and I had to do a lot of teaching. And this is really my first time since my first year at Woodford having an experienced team. I got mostly juniors this year, and it's going to be fun to see what they can go out here and do.
What are you excited about with your team? I mean, you've got players back from injury, including your daughter. How are they looking in scrimmages?
We struggled against North Laurel. They're region champs in I think the 13th region. So that was a good test for us. We learned a lot. Some things we need to improve on. But, man, I got a group of girls that love playing defense. So we're excited about that. We're going to get after it on the defensive end. We're going to show a lot of different sets. So I'm just excited to get going.
If you've got players that love to play defense, that makes it a little easier on the coach too, doesn't it? If they've got that desire, because they've got to do it. But if they have the desire, you're one step ahead, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Now we're just trying to teach and learn different defensive sets so we can I guess, evolve as we get older. You know, our girls, we're a man-to-man team in the past. Now we can add a little bit of zone because we're a little bit more active, a little bit more mobile, and we have a lot higher IQs right now.
Chris, I'll ask Ariana a question here, if we may. And you're returning now. I understand you're coming back from injury. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me about that. That's we talk about working hard in the off season, but trying to come back from an injury is especially tough.
Yes, it is. You have to put in a lot of effort and hard work throughout the whole year, especially with an ACL and meniscus tear. You got to actually push to get to where your other leg is and motivate yourself. But you can still do – there's a lot you can still do when you're on injury to motivate your teammates and make sure that they're doing what they need to do.
And you have to have some teammates of a different sort when you're going through injury rehab, don't you? I mean, there are people who you're working closely with, not just your coaches, but other professionals. How does that work?
Well, most of the time last year when I was on injury, I would be helping, like, the players that needed, like, one-on-one. Like, I would be helping them get their skill levels up while I would also be rehabbing and trying to get in with them and do what I needed to do to get back to my full capacity.
Yeah, and that rehab is really hard work, too. And so now that you are back and out there and going 100%, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish this season?
This season, I'm trying to accomplish – I want to get us to far in our region and also get us a title because the last season I played in, we didn't do that highly. I want it to be like we're the main talk of the school.
Good luck with that. Good luck.
Ariana, what's it like to play for your dad?
It's interesting. It's like you're the main target on the team when you're the daughter of the coach. It's a lot.
Let's get another coach. Eric, what's it like to coach her?
On which one?
Your daughter.
It's a headache sometimes, but this is my second time around. I coached my older daughter while I was at Woodford, so I learned a lot from that experience. I've learned to let my assistant coaches handle her more than I do, so we have a good balance of home and basketball life. So, but it's been an adventure. I love coaching kids. I love being around the kids. It's all fun for me.
Well, Coach, it's shaping up to be an exciting year for you because it sounds like you got a lot of ingredients there, a combination of maybe players who aren't seniors, but they've had experience, and you got a lot of reason to be optimistic, I would think.
Oh, yeah. With this group of girls that I have, I got great leadership with Layla Flynn and Ariana Daniels. They bring it every day in practice. They're really good friends. Everybody's close with each other on our team, and they love to get out there and work.
Well, let me ask Layla Flynn a question. She's a junior, averaged nearly 15 points a game last year as the leading scorer on the team. How do you come back from that, and what sort of goals do you have for this year?
This is kind of a stretch, but I definitely want to go to state, but I'll start small first. I really want to win district. We haven't won it in forever.
Tell us about that 15 points a game. How do you get your points? What's your game? What do you need to do the kind of scoring that Dunbar needs you to do?
All defense. It was all defense, yeah.
Okay. Steals, well, those are points too, aren't they? They count just as well. Any particular goals that you've set for yourself as far as what you'd like to accomplish this year? You got some great team goals, but what about for yourself?
For myself personally, I really just want to grow as like a leader on and off the court. I really want to take pride in like leading the team, and just I don't know, because I feel like we need a leader with us being so young. We only have one senior, and she's committed to play soccer. But yeah.
Eric, who are some other players you'd like to highlight tonight?
We got Ellie Levy. She's coming back from a knee injury. She led us in rebound and blocks the last 2 seasons. So I'm looking for her contribution in the paint. We also have Sydney Aiden. She played a big part for us last year. She's a sophomore. She comes in and provides an up-tempo pace for us. But we're really young. We got freshman Elise Goree that stepped in and started something for us last year. Kaya Kersinger, the best middle school player in the city. So we got a lot to look forward to.
Eric, thanks so much for stopping by, and best of luck to your student-athletes this season.
Thank you.
It's Eric Daniels, head coach of Dunbar. Brandon Salsman is next, the head coach of Lex Cath, and we'll have that for you live from Roosters. It's a Central Kentucky High School basketball preview show on Glycon.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational, solid career path.
Rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Great to have Brandon Salsman, the head coach of LexCath, join us. And Brandon, gosh, another successful season last year. How do you feel about this go-around?
We're very excited about what's going on. I don't think my seniors from last year would like to hear this, but we kind of knew this was going to be a 2-year process with this group. And, they were able to kind of get their stride last year and kind of we really hit it the end of the season last year going I think we won 17 or 18 of our last 20 or so. And, I think this year, they've just carried that on. We've had a lot of good practices. It's a long preseason, and we're certainly ready to kind of get out there. We're going to play this weekend against Ballard and kind of gauge where we are and get out there and play another tough schedule and have an exciting year.
Coach, you don't have a 7-footer, but you got more length this year than you've had in some past years. Tell me about all the 6'5", the 6'6", 6'7" guys you got.
Yeah, don't tell Reese Potter. We don't have Reese Potter, but I'll take Hank Woodall any day of the week. So, no, we don't have that overall huge size, but we do have a massive team. It's probably as big as I've ever been in my 30-plus years at Lexington Catholic, where we have the capability of going 6'8", 6'6", 6'5", 6'5", with a 6'2" guard out there, and just kind of being as long as we can be, and we pride ourselves on the fact that our bigs are skilled. They're able to play. They can shoot. They can rebound. They can pass. So we're certainly going to try and use that to our advantage, still try and get up and down the floor and do some fun stuff with rebounding and kind of, be for the first time in a while, throw it, get in there and play outside of the blocks and throw it back out. So it's going to be exciting for us to watch and see how we do.
Coach's season number 21, and when you're just listing about some of the things that you have there, that's the kind of thing that can make it exciting for a veteran coach to get ready for a season. But what makes it exciting for you each year as you get into this stage of your career?
Keith, I think you just called me old, but
I know about that. So.
Yes. I enjoy being around the kids so much. I mean, it's this is my 21st year at Lexington Catholic as the head coach, my 31st overall at Lexington Catholic, and I've been in high school basketball as long as I can remember. So, it's a grind, that's for sure. It takes a toll on you. You're certainly this time of year out and about, and not, I've got a senior that's a daughter that's a senior this year, so I'm trying to find some time to carve out with her before she takes off. But, these guys make it great for me. They're great to be around. They're great kids from great families, and, just excited to watch them and what they can do on the floor Anybody would be lucky to count themselves as a coach at Lexington Catholic, and I certainly am that person to say thanks to God for everything that he's given me and be around these guys. So we'll see how we do this year. We know we got some tough competition ahead of us. We're excited to get out there and just kind of see what's going on.
Brandon, a graduate of the school you coach, it has to have special meaning for you.
Oh, man, yeah. Every time I look down on that floor and see Danny Haney's name, I'm kind of like, wow, I played for Danny. Then I'm like, oh, my God, I better win this game or he's going to call me and really give it to me. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword in that aspect, being the guy that gets to carry the torch of all of the hard work of all the people that I've known from the past. Anytime I pull up those sheets of, our 1,000-point scores or our teams that had state tournament runs or all-state players, I know all those guys. They were my heroes. They were the guys that I watched growing up playing high school basketball. I grew up 4 streets away from Lexington Catholic, so it means the world to me. It means everything that I'm where I am, and I'm so grateful for the people that got me where I am, and just excited for another year and see how many. I don't know if I can go to as many years as Jared has done here. I'm not going to make it as long as him, but I certainly got a few more years in my repertoire, and we'll see what happens here.
Coach, you guys year over year have been near the top of the rankings. Now you're going to come in number 23 next week. What's it like being the plucky underdog at Lexington Catholic, which is not something we can generally say about the Knights?
Oh yeah, I guess most programs would tell you at number 23 that's probably pretty good, but we know we've got a lot to go out and prove. We've got some of the toughest teams in the state of Kentucky reside in our backyard. We set up our schedule to make sure that we play the best of the best, not just in our state but in the nation. We're playing 2 nationally ranked teams this year, so we're going to put ourselves to the test because we know that God love you, your rankings in the beginning of the year, no matter what the coaches vote, that and $2 will get you a Diet Coke over at Speedway after this is over. So we know we want to be playing the best we can at the end, and so we're gonna try and just keep working and getting better and putting our best foot forward, and we're just excited to see what we can do this year.
All right, Coach, let's get a word in with a couple of your players that you've brought with you tonight. Hank Woodall, a senior, 6'3", and let's see, you averaged 11 points a game last year, a good solid year for Lexington Catholic. But when you see senior next to your name, this is the last go-around. So what kind of goals have you set for yourself?
We definitely had a good year last year. I would definitely want to work on just every time we get on the floor, just playing hard as we can. We got a lot of guys that can play. I think if we play hard every single game and come out with as much energy as possible, we have the potential to beat just about anybody in the state.
Jacob Holland is here with us, too, not in his senior year this year. You're a junior, right? So you've got another year after this one to go. But where are you in your basketball career as far as what you're trying to accomplish? You're working in the offseason, trying to get better. What have you worked on?
I think just becoming more physical and getting in the gym, weightlifting, and all that stuff. I think all of our main focuses this year is stacking good days at practice, and Coach has put together a great schedule for us to go out and compete every night, and we're excited for games to start, and I think we've had, as Coach said, really good practices up to now. So,
Hank, let me ask you about the tradition at Catholic. We heard Coach talking about it from a younger person's perspective. What does that tradition mean to you?
Well, this is actually my 7th year of being into this program, and it means so much to me. It's a big part of my life. I know there's so many alumni that have gone and been where I am, and I think I'm just blessed, and everybody in the program is so blessed to have so many people who care and are around us and support us throughout the year.
Jacob, let me ask you that same question. What does it mean to you to be a player at Lexington Catholic, knowing the history?
It means everything. I mean, I think Coach has preached to us about playing for the name on the front of our jersey and for all the players that have come through the program before us. So just trusting in Coach, trusting in all the work we put in, I think it'll lead us to a great year. So,
thanks a lot. Good luck to both of you this season.
Brandon, how have these guys improved?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you. Jake was, he's one of those kids that kind of we threw to the wolves. The typical Lexington Catholic sophomore last year that, he had a great freshman year, and we were kind of like, hey, grow up. Here's Douglas. And he accepted that challenge. He did a great job. He was nearly a 40% 3-point shooter, and this year we're expecting him to be even better. And then you look at Hank, you can't mention Hank without mentioning Max and Jack, Max Maher and Jack Gambrell, who have been together. Hank said 7 years. I mean, I literally have watched these 3 kids grow up in our program. They were in diapers at one point, and now they're seniors, so it's amazing. They're the same age as my daughter, so those 3 have been thick as thieves. They've been in the gym all summer long. They've lifted. They're much bigger. They're stronger, there's certainly more talented teams than us probably, but there's not going to be teams that are going to put more heart into it than what these guys are, and these are 2 of our big leaders and definitely going to lead us and do that kind of stuff.
Coach, Frederick Douglass is going to be a preseason number 2, and you're going to be really talented. They got to wait for some football players to get off their football seasons. But what has the gravity of Douglass done to the basketball landscape in Lexington?
Well, I mean, you can start talking about Douglass, but I think you better talk about Allen Feldhouse and Madison Central. They got a tremendous transfer from Knox Central that's kind of just making their, Allen's one of my best friends in the business, and I know he loves sliding under the radar, but he will not on our watch. We know how good they are. But Douglass for sure has, definitely been that magnet school that's kind of attracted a lot of really good players and done a really good job of developing those guys. DeMarcus, I was able to coach him this year. I was the coach of the junior all-star team for the state of Kentucky, and just my experience with him alone was he's a great kid and a wonderful individual. So I know they're going to be ready to go. Same thing with Amari Owen, so I coached him too as well from Bryan Station, and just found him to be an enjoyable young man, and I'm excited to watch them play as well. I'm a fan of basketball. I love high school basketball. It's the last pure thing we probably have in basketball anymore with everything that's going on in our world. But I think the 11th region is going to be so exciting, and you can list Douglass probably as the preseason favorite, but I'd say there's probably 6 of us, or 7, or maybe even 8 that are probably saying we'll take our chance when we get our chance. So buy your tickets now. I mean, unless you got that free pass that's sitting in your pocket. Oh, okay, all right. So I mean, it'll be a fun year for 11th Region basketball, and thanks to Glycod for doing a preview show like this, and it's right around the corner. Keep telling these guys, don't blink, because it's going to be here and gone before you know it.
Coach, speaking of it being right around the corner, what do you generally, over your career, what do you generally learn about a team in the first, say, month of the regular season? What sort of things become apparent at that point?
That's probably where we learn the most on our team. Typically you kind of dial your practices back as you get closer to games, and then when you get into your games in those first weeks, you dial them back up, just because that's where you learn where your weaknesses are. You've gone against your second and third team so many times. These guys here would tell you they're so tired of staring at the sophomores and freshmen in our program. They're ready to play somebody else. But we want to see what our stuff does against people who don't know what exactly we're doing, and try some concepts and different things that we've done. So, you learn, and we're coming out the gate against North Laurel, Cove Calf, Lafayette, and Dunbar. So it's not like we're playing the Sisters of the Poor or anything like that. We're going to play 2 top 5 teams in the state to start us off. We did that on purpose. We certainly want to be tested, and we're certainly going to get it from those guys right off the bat.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. All the best this season, Brandon.
Thanks a lot.
As Lex Kath will stay with the Knights, Mike Menifee, head coach of the girls, will join us live from Roosters, the Central Kentucky High School Basketball Preview Show, live on Glycod.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Mike Menifee, head girls basketball coach of Lex Cath, joins us. Coach, building towards an improvement from last year. How do you feel entering the new season?
Yeah, I'm excited about the new season. We have 5 seniors. One right now is recovering from ACL. I'm hoping we can get her back at least by mid-January. So we got a little more experience coming back. So hopefully injuries won't kill us like it did last year, and we can have a little brighter year this year.
Coach, how tough was last year on you? I mean, you came into Lexington Catholic. There were high expectations at Lexington Catholic. They were just in our region finals a couple years ago. How do you get this turned around to where you get it back to Lexington Catholic basketball?
I don't know. It was tough, because my last year at Nelson County, I was in the region finals. So I was coming here, and I was looking to kind of keep that momentum going. And it's, with just injuries and different things, it's been kind of tough getting it turned around. But all you can do is keep working, and hopefully we can get it turned around this year.
You mentioned having seniors, and that means, I would think, leadership on the floor. Tell us how valuable that is to you.
It has. You can tell a big difference in our practice this year with having those seniors that have now been around me for 3 years. They kind of understand the expectations of practice and how to build some of our younger girls up. So you can really tell in the atmosphere of practice. It's a total difference from the last couple of years.
Thanks.
Mike, who are some players you really want to focus on this season?
We'll have Peyton Avalez. She's a multi-sport athlete. She's a big-time volleyball player, but we're going to lean on her really heavily to be kind of point guard and leader. Mary Walker West, Adelie Long, like I said, Bella Bretz. She's a cog for us that hopefully by mid-January we can get her back. She's kind of the big-time leader for us in that team, and she was last year before she got injured.
Yeah, with Bella, I mean, she played soccer, but basketball is a different sport on a knee injury coming back from it. I see a couple of goalies on your squad, and of course you got Peyton there, and they had a big year at Lexington Catholic, winning the district region title, or actually won the region title. They lost the district title and went on to state semifinals. What does Peyton bring to your team?
Just leadership and that will to win. They've had a lot of success the last couple of years in volleyball, even on our soccer program. And her and Bella, they bring that winning mentality. And this being their senior year, they really are wanting that same mentality and same success on the basketball side.
Tell us about the type of game we would see if your team is playing well. What type of game would we see?
You're going to see us pressing, pushing the ball up the floor, and as I mentioned, Adelie Long, she came to us mid-year last year from Woodford County. She's a big post presence for us. She's about 5'11", 6 foot, rebounds everything, and we really are going to focus on trying to get the ball inside of her and work from inside out with her.
Mike, so much of success happens at Lex Cath athletically. What's it like to coach in that environment?
It's like any other. I mean, for me, luckily, I grew up in Danville, so we had a lot of success. So I know what being around winning programs and traditions are. So I love that. I embrace that, and hopefully I can get our girls up in that level again.
What has impressed you about the 11th region in the 43rd district in particular? Because the 43rd always seems kind of wide open every year, and then somebody slams the door at the end. But what do you notice about the competing in the 43rd?
And that's what it is. That's the beauty of it. I mean, I said it last year, I think, on this show. You have 5 teams. If we're all healthy and doing what we do, any one of the 5 of us could win. And it's fun. And, all the coaches, we have good relationships with each other. We have that competitive fire we all do during the game. But, off the court, when we see each other around, there's no animosity, and I really love that.
Tell me about your coaching staff, the people you work with that help you in this program.
Of course, we have the Lexington Catholics quintessential person in Tony Talbot. He's still with me. Tommy Owsley's been with me kind of every step that I've been as far as my coaching stints. And then we have Coach Mira Monk. She helped last year. She's going to be back this year. And we have a new young lady, Isabel Ward. She a nurse at UK, and she's played in Minnesota and different things like that. So she wanted to get involved with the program, and she's somebody that's, even though she's only been with us a short time, she's making an impact with the girls. You know, having a female on your staff with girls really helps that relationship.
How do you divide up responsibilities there? How's your approach there?
You know me, I'm not a micromanager. I'm like, hey, if you see something, you go do it, and then we kind of debrief and figure out where they're going to fit in a day-to-day practice. Just yesterday, Coach Talbot was like, hey, I'm going to do some things, and I'm like, good, you're going to run practice, and I'll sit back and kind of just assess and evaluate what's going on.
Mike, talk about your schedule a little bit. What stands out?
Well, we, of course, are in the 2A, and last year we made it to the championship game of that. I think we have a solid chance this year of repeating that. Of course, district play comes. It's gonna be what it is. And our Christmas tournament's gonna be pretty solid this year. We have Dixie Heights, Connor, Lafayette's playing in it. Lyon County's coming from Western Kentucky and play in it, and Russell County. So we have a pretty competitive field that's going to be in our Christmas tournament. So it's the standard. Our schedule's going to be pretty jam-packed, and we just got to be ready to go and compete.
Coach, the 11th region's been kind of top-heavy with Franklin County ruling it for years. Scott County was there for a while. Douglas has come on and won 2 regions. How do you get more parity in the 11th region girls basketball, kind of like there is in the boys game?
It's just time. It's kind of ebb and flow. I think 3 or 4 years before I got into this region, when I was in the 5th, there, it was kind of balanced. Even though Franklin County won, after that everybody else was pretty much in line. Right now, Douglas had the upper hand. They have a lot of athletes, and everybody else just kind of got to figure out how to coach against that and be able to maintain and find some way to kind of hold them bay.
What does this time of the year mean to you? We've talked to players, and obviously they're ready to go. They're ready to play somebody else. But as the head coach, what does it mean to you to be approaching yet another season?
Oh, it's always fun. It's funny. It comes and then it goes real fast. But we're excited. We had a scrimmage the other night against Danville, just to see what we can do against some different players besides ourselves. And the girls are excited. We had a pretty good showing. Some things we continually work on, but we're ready to go. I'm ready to go. I love it. I love the best time of the year.
Mike, thanks so much for joining us, and all the best this season.
Thank you.
It's Mike Menifee, head coach of Lexington Catholic. Murray Garvin joins us from Frederick Douglass next, live at Roosters on Glycon.
Holiday is on us this season when you shop and save on new Kias from Cartown Kia.
Holiday savings start now, and you can drive home the new 2026 Sorrento, leased for just $259 a month. Or new 2026 Kia Sportage, leased for just $229 a month. And don't miss year-end savings on new 2025 Kia Telluride, leased for just $299 a month.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Murray Garvin is here, and his Frederick Douglass Broncos coach. A great comeback last year in the 11th Region Championship, an eyelash of going to the Sweet 16. Have you guys used that as fuel in the offseason?
We don't talk about last year too much. We've moved on to a new season. We've got kind of a new nucleus of guys. We have some core guys back. But, Chris, right now it's about going to work every day. It's about putting your hard hat on and trying to get better. And you see, I'm fresh out of practice, and that's how we've been working, and that's how we're going to continue to work the rest of the year.
It could use your help on Leestown Road, just so you know. Coach, talked about this afternoon when I talked to you. You're going to come out as the number one team in the 11th region when my poll comes out next week. Target on your back. How do you guys deal with that this year?
Why'd you do that to us?
I didn't do nothing.
Okay, number one team in the 11th region in the preseason. It's great that people think of us that way. But again, we're trying to get better every day in practice. We're approaching this that we don't have any championships to show for. So we're still hunting a championship. And all preseason rankings do is put a target on our back, and we'll embrace that. But thank you, I guess. Thank you, but we got to go out and earn that number one. I'd rather be number one in March.
Coach, it looks like there have been some pretty hard practices at Douglas. We'll talk to these players about that too, but when the coach comes in wearing a hard hat, I guess he means business as to going after loose balls and being aggressive and things like that. But tell me about how this team has developed here in the preseason. And we're just about ready for the start of the season now. A lot of hard work goes into the preseason weeks. How have they done?
They've really met every standard that I've set for them, and we still got a week or two to go before we really get into it. But we have a unique situation at Douglas. Maybe half of our varsity team has not even been in practice because they're competing for a championship. And it gives us an opportunity to build chemistry with guys that don't play football. And then when the guys from football join us, it's kind of a redo, but I welcome that because they're going to bring a level of toughness and tenacity coming from the football field to the basketball court. We merged that all together. I really feel that we got a chance.
Murray, DeMarcus Surratt, Nate Cohen, and Tate Robinson are here. What do you like best about that trio?
That they care about each other. They care about each other. They hold each other accountable. Every day in practice, you can see them either congratulating each other or they're demanding more from each other. And that's what it takes when you have a team as talented, as deep as we are. Guys got to be accountable to each other first and foremost, and these three hold themselves to a very high standard.
Coach, next week I'm going to have a story on the 42nd District and how tough it is and how exciting it's been. You didn't want to talk about last year, but the atmospheres in these district rivalry games have been tremendous over the last couple of years. What's it like to coach and have them play in that environment?
It's exciting, man. I'm excited for them. Lexington basketball goes through phases. Right now we're in a very, very high phase. We got 3 guys that are signed Division I before the season even starts. That could go up to 5 or 6 guys before the end of the year. I think these 3 guys will play college basketball on some level. So the competition is unbelievable. To have packed, sold-out gyms where you have to get there early in order to get a seat, where all the media, all the streaming, everybody wants to get to a Douglas and some other team in town's game. But it's an exciting time to be a high school basketball player. I'd like for you to ask these guys how they feel about it.
Well, Coach, I'll get to that right now. We got 3 of the Douglas players here with us tonight. DeMarcus Surratt is here, and Nate Cohen and Tate Robinson. And DeMarcus, I may have to ask Nate to hold the microphone here as you answer this one, but you had a really good solid year last year with almost 16 points a game, so it's okay. We'll have a mic pass from over there. But you had a great year last year, but I know you want to work harder and get better. But how are you going about doing that so you can improve on last year's performance?
Yeah, I'm trying to get better in every aspect of the game. Trying to work on my game, if it's my shooting, my tenacity on both sides of the court. But I also want to be a better leader. I'm trying to become more vocal and just be a role model for my guys. And I'm just trying to do everything I can to be a good role model.
Yeah, the being a leader, that's a different dimension of the game. That's different than handling the ball and shooting the ball and executing basketball plays. It's something that you're going to be making a really important contribution to the team if you can develop that, right? How do you go about that?
Yeah, just being consistent, coming to practice every day with a good mindset, and just doing things that I would want my guys to do, and not showing the guys bad things, but showing them good things and positive things, and helping them grow and build as players themselves.
Well, let me ask your teammate Nate about what's ahead for you and what you've tried to do in this off season to make a difference between last year and this.
Yeah, so in the off season, we've been lifting a lot, getting stronger. I think that's been one of my main focuses. Last year I was dealing with a lot of injury, sickness, but I was still competing with guys, Logan, Avion, all them, still getting me better, still getting practice reps. So I'm just still using that and pushing into this season, trying to take on a bigger role, like you said, leadership.
And dealing with that and trying to come back from that, you've probably appreciated the off-season, the weeks of preseason practice, maybe more than most. It really helps you get ready in a situation like that. Have you found that to be true and everything going good right now in these preseason weeks?
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely not been taking it for granted. It's time to work, time to, injury prevention, all that. So that's what I've been focusing on.
Mm-hmm. Tate Robinson is with us as well, and a veteran from last year's team. Let me ask you about what the offseason's been like for you and what you've been working on.
This offseason, I've really been trying to expand my game from being just a set three-point shooter, getting stronger in the weight room, being able to be more aggressive on defense and attacking the basket, being more confident with the ball in my hands, and just like both of them, just being a leader. Because last year we had guys like JJ, Avion, Logan, who had been around the program and knew what they were doing and were leaders on the court. And with them not here, we've had to step up and be able to bring the younger guys along and set the tone in practice and being ready for the season.
It sounds like all of you know what hard work means, but when the coach shows up in a hard hat and the traffic vest there, what do you think?
I think it's a testament to our culture. We're a hard-nosed program. We come to practice every day, ready to work, trying to get 1% better. And stacking days has been the emphasis of this season, just being able to build upon our work each day in the weight room and on the court and our relationships with each other.
Well, thanks a lot and good luck to all of you.
DeMarcus, it was great to see you sign with my alma mater. What sold you on Bellarmine?
So I took a visit to Bellarmine, and when I went up there, it felt like a brotherhood. I really like a family connection. That's what I feel with my brothers at Frederick Douglass, and I really like the way they go about themselves, how they carry themselves, and I think it's going to be a good brand of basketball for me.
I think Jared's got a question for him.
Coach, we've been talking a lot about Lexington teams, but Madison Central is there. Great Crossing is going to be completely different. And I got that freshman who went lights out. But what challenge does Madison Central pose with a player like Jake Feldhouse, who is one of the top players in the state and is also committed to a Division I program?
Coach Feldhouse is a legend in high school basketball here in Central Kentucky and the state. They're going to be tough. Don't forget about Jackson Stefen and Henry Clay and Coach Brown and his program. Sean Woods out at Scott County is going to be a formidable opponent. They're not going to be the same Scott County that we've seen the last couple of years. It's going to be a dogfight in the 11th region. I tell our guys every day that we are the opponent. Our toughest opponent will look back at us in the mirror each day. We respect all, fear none. And we're going to come ready to work, and I know they're going to come ready to work, and it's going to be a battle every night, and it's a really exciting time in the 11th region. And I just challenge the community to come out and support these young athletes, and you're going to see an exciting brand of basketball.
Second season for you there. Obviously, you're a veteran coach, but second season at the school, what's the difference now between the second and the first as far as your perspective?
These guys know what to expect from me. You know, they know that I'm short-tempered, but very sweet and nice in practice.
Yeah, smiles all around.
Yeah, smiles all around. They know what to expect, and that's a big advantage because I have high demands. I have a high standard, but it's only because I know that there's another level this program can go to, and we're right there. And in order to get to that next phase, we're going to have to apply some pressure and continue to get better every day.
Murray, a quick comment on the big football game tomorrow with Nathan McPeak and the Broncos.
Yeah, Douglas by 7. Dakari Talbert's going to get a halfback toss, and he's going to throw it to Terry Katon for a 60-yard touchdown to win the game. Broncos, move on to state. You can do it. Go Broncos!
That's going to mean another week without your basketball player.
It's okay. It's okay. We got enough right here. We got enough. They're extra. It's like a nice pizza with extra toppings when the football guys come. So I'm confident in what we have, but it'll be nice to add them when they're ready. But I want them to go ahead and compete for a championship because that'll carry over. And as the tide rises, all the boats rise. So I want Nathan McPeak and his bunch to go to state, win the thing, and then let that carry on over the basketball season.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. All the best this season. It's Murray Garvin and the Broncos. We'll step aside. Up next, we're going to chat with Tim Bradshaw of LCA. More coverage right after this, live from Roosters on Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
a life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable. They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Tim Bradshaw of LCA is on the clock. We're live at Roosters, by the way, off Richmond Road. Tim Bradshaw, coach of LCA, joins us. Coach, what are you most optimistic about this year?
Hold on, I'll just hold it. I'm optimistic about a lot. I mean, we graduated a lot of talent, but I've got 3 seniors who work really, really hard, and they show up every day and give us what they've got. And I know that when the lights come on, they'll be ready to play. And I've also got a lot of young talent. Nobody knows who they are, except we do. We've been around them for a while, but I'm excited for them to get the opportunity to grow. And like with any team, I've been here for 5 years now. You got to let them grow and go through some of those bumps and bruises that you get. Last year was a special year, but we set a standard, I think, in the last 4 years that these girls really understand. And so we're not lowering our standard or expectations. But we've got a lot of work to do. It's a tough district, tough region, a lot of good teams to play.
Yeah, you have had success at the All-A level, All-A region champs. How do you notch that up and get to compete for the district title overall, 11th region overall? Yeah,
that's a good question. You've seen it. I mean, we 4 years ago, we're not winning any district games, and we're slowly, we're winning a district game. Now we're getting to the district championship. We felt like we've kind of built it up to that. I think a big part of that is doing it. Like you got to build up, and as much as people want to skip steps, you can't skip steps. I mean, this group has been here from the beginning, where we were not anywhere close to being in contention, and now they've seen, okay, this is what a district championship game looks like. And so, being able to have that experience, I think, is super valuable. But what you have to do is you have to keep developing young kids. You got to keep kids coming and excited about it, and then you got to have seniors like this who are going to lead those kids and hold the standard of what we put together.
Coach, you talked about development of players. In general, how do you do that? I mean, each player is a different individual. They might have different skills. What's your approach in developing young players that have some potential?
Yeah, that's a good question. For one, you start as early as you can, at the youngest age as you can get them. So you're investing in, at a very young age, you got to get them around the game. You've got to make sure that they've got a ball in their hand as much of the year as you can. You try to have them at some point, every month when they got a basketball, they're training. And it's starting as if they know nothing. And it's investing in, from our young kids, we're teaching, principles that seem maybe elementary. It's because they are. And those things don't ever change as they become older. You're still catching the ball, you're peeking at the rim when you catch the ball. You're still looking to score every time you catch the basketball. You're playing low, you're playing athletic, you're playing with a purpose. Those things, you never stop teaching those things, even when you become, 17, 18 years old. So those are the things that we've been instilling in the young kids from the beginning, and now they know our language, they know our lingo, and really it's time and devotion to the young kids. That's what it is, and then you hope that they continue to progress and apply themselves, and then when they succeed, they get credit, and you happily give that to them.
Tim, a trio of young ladies here tonight. What do you expect from them this season?
Yeah, I expect a lot out of these three. Piper's getting votes in most polls as a top 10 player in the region. She was an all-region player last year. She had a good off season. Got a couple offers to play at the next level. So I think Piper will do a really good job of leading us. I think people know Gentry a lot for her defense and handling the ball and creating for other people. I'm excited for her to step up into a new role and score a little bit more for us. She's also on pace to be our all-time leading rebounder, so we hope that she can, she started for me as an 8th grader and was our post player at that point, so she's going to be over 1,000 and hopefully achieve that. And then Peyton's an elite defender. She's smart. She understands the game. And I think that you put those three things together, the young kids kind of gravitate towards what they provide. And they each provide something a little bit different. But their chemistry, I think, will bleed off into the other kids, and they'll be able to feed off that and be confident.
Coach, I think it's some of the big district games, the shooting has been a problem. When shots are not falling, how do you get your team to mature, lock down, and overcome sometimes when the ball bounces off the rim?
It's like you've been watching us. It's almost like So my style, I love to shoot threes. I'm saying let it fly. Anytime you get an opportunity to shoot that basketball, shoot the ball. And that's really how we've played, and we've won a lot of games off of it. And like you said, we've gotten cold, and it's cost us for periods of time, 3 or 4 minutes here where we go cold. So we put an emphasis on attacking the basket and being strong at the rim. We've got to be really effective at the free throw line. We've got to be smart. We've got to be able to score in multiple ways, not just in the half court. We've got to get out in transition. We've got to score underneath. We really have to do a lot of the little things at an excellent level. And I honestly think this group is going to do those things. One, we don't have a choice. We have to do all of those things at a really high level. But also, I think this group has the potential to be a really, really good defensive team, which I think just keeps you in basketball games. We also, when you go a little bit younger, you also have to manage your turnovers. You can't turn the ball over a ton, even though you're younger, because you've got to limit, possessions of the other team, especially when you're going against the big schools, right? You can't give them multiple opportunities because they don't need them. They've got plenty of them. So, I think we've got to be able, we've got perfectly capable shooters here. We've got some kids who aren't here who are, showed some stuff in the summer that they can hit some shots. But we have to have a consistent presence and pressure in the paint, and we focus all the time on finishing off 2 feet and putting pressure on the paint. So I think they'll do a good job.
Coach, we want to hear from some of your players. If we get Piper a microphone there, we'll talk with her for just a moment. Piper Graham from Lexington Christian Academy, and last year a good year with 14 points a ball game, and coming up on your senior year now. And we've talked a lot with other coaches and players about leadership tonight. That's going to have to be your role, isn't it? How do you approach that?
Yes, sir. That's a really great question. I'm really excited for this leadership role, just leading both on and off the court. We just got finished with a service opportunity, which I'm just so grateful to be able to do and set the example, not only for this season, but leaving a lasting impact that these kids, the younger players, will come up into as they go through high school and the rest of their middle school years. And I'm really, really grateful to have these two great seniors alongside me to help me with that.
As I mentioned, you had a great season last year, but you want to set the example not only for these teammates but all the others as well by working extra hard and improving on what was already a good season. What's the off season been like for you?
Yes, sir. Just about every day in the weight room or on the court, and if not, then active recovery, just doing everything I can to, one, stay healthy, but two, just get shots up and focus on being able to just score at all levels and also distribute to my teammates whenever the pressure does come my way, and being able to distribute to them and just getting ready to play with them, learning their play styles, who likes to shoot where, who likes their pass where, just all those things.
Yeah, got to know all the tendencies.
Yes, sir.
Let's ask Peyton a question about defense. Your coach referred to you as an elite defender. How did you become an elite defender? It takes a lot of work, I know, but how do you go about that?
I'm a dual sport athlete. I play soccer as well, so I feel like a lot of the characteristics of defending in both sports carry over. Just shuffling feet, stepping front, and just getting my body in front of the player.
Now, a lot of players don't particularly enjoy playing defense. Everybody has to, but you must enjoy it a little bit, it sounds like.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I like getting out there, getting getting deflections, getting on the floor, just doing whatever I can do to help my team.
Yeah, because you're disrupting the opponent there, aren't you? And
Yes, sir.
sometimes can turn that into points as well. It doesn't mean you're not going to score. You're going to score with the defense. That obviously takes a lot of physical conditioning. You must be working hard at that too during the offseason.
Yes, sir. Doing a lot of sprints, getting in the weight room, just doing whatever I can do to get better.
Let's talk to your teammate Gentry Bertram. Gentry also coming up on your senior season. Tell me about what it means to you to be coming up on this. You put so much effort into basketball and your athletic career. Now it's coming up on the end. What do you want to accomplish?
Yeah, I wanted to accomplish a lot. Like Coach Smith said, I'm really close to becoming the all-time leading rebounder. And that's really exciting. I'm excited, like Piper was saying, to leave a lasting legacy on our program. And there's a wonderful group of young girls who are coming up after us, and I know they're going to continue to be wonderful people and help grow the program so much whenever we leave.
These preseason weeks are always pretty tough, and we've talked about having to face your teammates all the time, and now you're getting ready to face some real opposition. What's the feeling like for you as the season is just about here?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see kind of like how the team is going to handle, because a lot of the girls are new to this, but I think they are going to rise to the occasion. And plus we have 3 veteran leaders who are able to help lead them on the court, which will be great.
Well, thanks a lot. Good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Coach, you've got players who say they like to rebound, they like to play defense. That's pretty good for the coach to hear.
Listen, so I was an offensive player. Like, I wanted to score all the time. So it truly is special. Like, you get a group like these kids who they love to play defense. They give everything they've got on that end of the floor. Now we got to score some points. We got to generate some points, right? You got to score to win. But they're excellent character kids. I mean, they want to do the right thing, and whatever that is to win, they're willing to do that. And so I'm excited for this group to show. I think we're certainly going to level up as a defensive group because of their mentality, and they deserve the credit for that. We just got to get young kids to come alongside and to play at a high level, and then we'll generate some points out of our defense.
Tim, all the best this season, and thank you so much for stopping by with your student athletes.
Yeah, thank you.
That's head coach Tim Bradshaw of LCA. Steve Katroki, first-year head coach of Dunbar, is on deck live from Roosters. This is Glycon.
Communication is really important on a team because you have to know what everybody's doing, even when it's not your job. You just really want to work as one unit, and whenever you can do that, the team is at its best. I think staying active helps me to be my best self by keeping me disciplined. Being able to look back whenever I go to bed at night, checking all the things off that I've done that day, it creates the best me. My name is Trent Noah, and I'm better without it.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Central Kentucky, don't be afraid of your pool water. Talk to the experts at Suntine Pools, your BioGuard dealer. For over 50 years, our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit our store for a full line of BioGuard products, equipment, and accessories. Have your swimming pool sparkling in no time. Visit Suntine Pools today.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
We're at the halfway mark of the Central Kentucky High School Basketball Preview Show live tonight from Roosters. We'd like to thank them for hosting us, and thank you guys so much for watching. Steve Katroki, his first year as head coach of Paul Lawrence Dunbar, joins us. Coach, summarize the journey to become the coach now at Dunbar.
Well, you know, I was sitting at home one day. I've coached AAU for the last 12, 13 years, and this job came open, and I said, well, it's not too far. I live in Georgia. I said, it's not too far away. I said, I remember a decade ago when we were really, really good, you know, with the group that won state championship. And so I've seen it be really good. And I looked, I said, well, they weren't very good this year. So, you know, maybe I can get in there and make some noise in year one, and went ahead and applied for the job and went through the whole process, and here we are.
Coach, and you're coming in with 8 seniors, which is
10
seniors. So what's it like getting that experience level, or at least like maturity level, as a first-year head coach?
Yeah, experience is probably not the right word, because we do have a more mature group, but this is the 4th coach they've had in 4 years. So this is 4 different ways of playing defense, 4 different offensive systems, 4 of everything. So I got a lot of buy-in right from the beginning as far as with our summer basketball schedule. Everybody was gung-ho and great bench and all sort of stuff. But then once we got to the fall and the work really started, we've seen some guys start to separate themselves a little bit. We got some good young players that have come behind them as well. But yeah, we were very experienced. I never would have bet I'd have 10 seniors, but it's just kind of how we wound up. So, we'll roll them out and see what we can do.
You mentioned how they had responded and bought into you here in this early part of your relationship as the coach with them. Has that been even easier maybe than you might have thought? Because that could be a challenge for a new coach, especially since the situation is they've had a lot of new coaches.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good in June. I got the job like the first week of June, hit the ground running. We had 2 practices and went and played. I was the only coach for the whole summer. I was a one-man staff. So I was able to start building relationships with everybody. And now I've got an awesome staff where I'm able to just kind of float around and be almost like a CEO of the program, and make sure the offensive stuff is on mine. Coach Stefen Harris, those guys, they handle the defense. So we definitely have plenty of buy-in. We're competing every day to get better. We've made we switch up who our top team is from one day to the next based on how practice goes and who's doing what's asked of them. And we've got a great group of parents, a great administration. I mean, the people want Dunbar basketball to be good again. That's been the biggest revelation for me, is that everybody wants us to be back at the top of the 11th region sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Steve, you mentioned Stefen Harris being added to your staff. He had a great year at Douglas during that 1 year. What is he bringing defensively to your group?
Man, he's great. He's awesome with the kids first and foremost. He sounds louder and harder than what he really is. He loves them all. He coaches them up hard. He is shaping our identity on the defensive end. I asked him from the jump, if I get this job, will you come with me? And it just so worked out that we were able. He's in the building at Dunbar now. He left Douglas. He'd been Douglas since it opened. So he's over there in the building, and he's really turned this into a hard-nosed man-to-man team, which is not something we've been before. We're getting down and guarding people. We're switching all that stuff today. When I left practice a little bit ago, they were working on hedging screens and playing different ball screens different ways, and that sort of stuff. You can just tell these guys have not necessarily had a ton of work on, in the past, or they've changed the way. I mean, we've changed our entire defensive philosophy from what it was in the past, or at least from last year. So it's really good to have somebody that's so experienced and such a strong voice in the huddle to help with those young guys, especially.
Coach, you built Griffin Elite up from zero, but I mean, you had the choice of some top players. Now you're building Dunbar back up.
Right.
When they've had success, and now it's been a little rough road. How much patience do you have to have bringing these guys along and building Dunbar back?
Patience is something I actually have plenty of usually. I've had a few days where it has been very frustrating, to say the least. Yesterday, I left and was like, man, I'm the worst coach of all time, and it can be day to day like that. These guys, I just have to remember, I'm not going to get and pick the top players around that I can get to play for me, but these are guys that want to be there. We've got several guys that want to play at the next level, which is important. That's something that I can help them with. And really, they're just buying into what we're trying to do as a staff and try to get this thing, because they've been through a rough stretch in their careers to this point. So, I've told them, hey, if things go well this year, we could match or exceed your win total the first 3 years combined if things go well. And that all starts with, a good group of seniors, and we've got some really good juniors, and, we've got a lot of really good pieces. I'm excited about our group.
Coaches, in a building situation as you're in, you're concentrating on the current varsity team,
Sure.
but at the same time, overall, you have to be concerned about young people coming in and
Yeah.
maintaining interest in the Dunbar program. How do you go about that?
Well, we're lucky. With Beaumont Middle School, we have a good group of kids that came in this year's freshmen. We've got one freshman that's going to play a lot of varsity, but possibly start. Got a couple other kids that are going to be big pieces long term. Leestown, we get some kids from there, which is that's the state title team a decade ago was built on Leestown kids, and I think some of those kids will start to come back over. But realistically, we just want to have a fun brand of basketball that kids want to play and see that a freshman can come in and play right away. There's no set pecking order. My job is to win basketball games, and so they understand I'm going to play the best guys. So if you're the best guy as a freshman, you're going to play as a freshman. Yeah. And so I'm hopeful. We have a really good community that supports Dunbar basketball, and we had a good show up for our first scrimmage on Saturday. People just curious to come see what it looks like, and I think there are people that are anxious for Dunbar to be good again, and get a lot of buy-in from the community as a whole, as well as our all of our administration, all those sort of folks.
Thank you.
Steve, you talk about having 10 seniors, but your top returning scorer is a junior in Asher Horn. What does he bring to the table?
Well, I couldn't tell you. He has been hurt since I got the job. He actually had back surgery in August. He's been hurt since March. We're hopeful he'll be in practice next month. He's doing PT. I've seen him in camp settings and stuff before. Very much a downhill driver. Get to the rim. Able to. He's a big, strong kid. 6'4", well built. He attacks the rim really well. He had at least one 30-point game last season. When we get him back, that's going to be a huge boost. I've told him, and I think his dad is chomping at the bit for him to get back out there, as Brad was on the 93 and 94 teams at Dunbar, and it's like we got to take our time, make sure he's 100%, so that then we've got him the rest of the year and all of next year as well. Because when Asher's out there, I have this feeling he's going to be a lot of issues for the 11th region.
Coach, Lexington Catholic's probably going to be Lexington Catholic, but it seems like that second district spot to get to the region finals could be up for grabs. How excited are you to try to get in that mix with Lafayette, with Tates Creek, and get in there?
Thrilled. We haven't made a district since I think 21 or 20. Made a district championship, made a regional. We've got the pieces to be able to do that right away if we'll sit down and guard some people. We're not the biggest, we're not the most athletic, but we've got some kids that really know how to play, have good feel for the game, and if we'll guard people, make it miserable. We want our calling card to be defense. So if we can hold some people down and rebound the ball at a high level, we'll be able to score enough to compete in the district. I'm not going to make any sort of bold proclamations or claims or anything, but even looking last year when they weren't very good, they were competitive with Catholic. And that's all we want to do. We want to compete with the best. We play Station, we play Douglas. We want to be competitive. The days of getting destroyed are hopefully over with.
I left out LCA. I don't mean to leave out LCA.
Oh, yeah. Well, and LCA's they're young, but man, they've got a couple guys that can really go. They got Chase Bentley's one of my favorite kids in the entire freshman class in the state. They've got Caleb Marshall shoots the cover off of it. I mean, it's going to be a really balanced district. I was sitting with Stefen earlier today before practice talking about the possible, how do we get into that 2 spot at least, and it's gonna be very hard. I mean, there's no easy games in our district. There's no nights off.
Coach, we often hear coaches talk about a team gaining an identity, and that would be something I would think that would take some time, especially in your first-year situation. But what are you getting early that would give you a signal as to what identity this team might assume as far as a running team, a pressing team, a rebounding team, anything like reveal itself so far?
Yeah, running, pressing. We will press on a lot of made buckets. We like to guard 94 feet because we are a little smaller, but we have some really good athletes. JT Martin's an all-state soccer player. Don Faulkner is an all-district football player. They're both about 5'7", but we'll be able to get up and guard people. We work on defense a ton during every practice every day. Our defense is way ahead of our offense. Rebounding is a concern of mine. We're going to have to be a better rebounding team than what we've shown so far. We had a good day Saturday in our first scrimmage, but we play Montgomery County this Saturday, and we just got to continue to get better. That's my motto has been brick by brick since I got the job. That's literally how we're having to take it a day at a time and start stacking good days because we've had some bad days, but we just keep getting better from day to day.
Steve, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck this season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It's head coach Steve Katroki of Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Up next, we'll chat with Jana Cosner, girls coach at Tates Creek. More coverage live from Roosters on Glycon.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
a life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Let's welcome Jana Cosner, head girls coach of Tates Creek, to the Central Kentucky High School Basketball Preview Show. And Coach, 500 last season. You guys in the district semifinals. Your aspirations this season, your thoughts on this year?
This season we have a younger bunch, but also some of our upperclassmen are very seasoned, so we're looking for the leadership of those older players to kind of help mold and build the program back up to where we had it a couple of years ago. And that's one of the goals that I had coming into Tates Creek 4 years ago, was to make sure that I build and expand out to the middle schools and that are our feeder schools, and we've done that every single year. We've brought in new kids, and we're just building on that foundation every single year.
Coach, you coached in the I think the 7th region, correct? Before, what has been the transition to the 11th region over these last couple of years? What have you noticed about the 11th region that maybe is different from what you were dealing with over in Louisville?
I think probably distance to travel to different games for one but other than that, I think that in the 7th region there's not as much of a difference because we have tough competition. We have, I think just the proximity makes it a little bit easier for us here, but not a whole lot of difference.
Coach, you're in your 4th season now. Tell me about how that has progressed. You've done things probably a little bit differently each year as you learn things about the program. How has that come along in your 4-year tenure at Taste Creek?
It's going along very well. One of the things I try to challenge myself on is to grow as a coach, and so I try to do different things every year in that aspect as far as like maybe hosting scrimmages or hosting tournaments. And that's something I didn't do when I first started coaching back in 2002. So I've grown in that area, and then also finding other ways to reach out to my student athletes and to help them grow as young women. So I expose them to different people in the community and the career pathways that they are interested in. I give them exposure to colleges by taking them on college tours in the summertime and during the season. And also, like this year, for example, we're going to go and watch Wilmington College play Perea. One of our alumni is playing at Wilmington College, so we're going to go do a 2-for-1, do a tour and go watch and support her play. So I think it's important for them to see that the older ones have had an opportunity to go out and fulfill their dreams academically and athletically, but also, hey, this might be a pathway for you as well, and I want to give them that opportunity to see that. Some of the other things that I do is exposure to Fellowship for Christian Athletes and just giving them an opportunity to grow in that area, and just working on empowering young women to be great in whatever area of life that they choose to go in.
Great, thank you.
Jana, 3 student athletes that you brought with you tonight. What do you like best about coaching them?
Well, Alexis Basil she's a junior. She's been with us my entire time. And it's great having her because she knows the expectations. She helps to set the tone while she's on the floor, and I really appreciate that. I know I can count on her for that. And then this year we have Jaden and Brianna Joy that have joined us this season. They are seniors, and their last name truly says how awesome they are. They are a joy to be around. And these 3 young women come in every day, positive attitude. They lead on the floor, they lead off the floor, they set positive examples. All 3 of them are high academic achievers in the classroom. The Joy twins are taking classes at BCTC. Alexis last year shared with us her ACT score, which was 28 on the ACT. So it's something to brag about, something to be excited about, that our young women are not just talented, not just leaders, but like they are ready to go on to the next level in life, and I'm excited for their futures.
Coach, it feels like in the 43rd district there's some exceptional basketball players, but there's a lot of teams that have just a lot of athletes, and it's kind of an even spread of talent. How do you differentiate yourselves coming in? I know Lafayette's got Eddie Combs and Denton, who are both softball players and better at softball than basketball, but they're really good at basketball. How do you get everybody to buy in and kind of get to the top of what seems like a wide open field?
So again, that's just building relationships. It's no different than in the classroom. I spend a lot of time listening and then reaching out to different ones in the district, at the district level, or in the community. And so when I bring in those guest speakers and other community leaders, that just gives them an opportunity to grow and learn from someone else, sometimes me too. And that's how I do it. I build those relationships, and then we just kind of push them forward in these areas that they're interested in. So.
All right, Coach, let's meet the young women that you have brought with you tonight. Senior Brianna Joy, I'll start with you, and we just heard your coach very complimentary of all of you, and she's obviously very proud of what you have accomplished, but I'm sure she has some high expectations for you too. So how do you go about meeting those goals? She wants to make you better players, and I'm sure you want to become better players, but how do you try to make that happen?
I work on it every day. She's been wanting me to work on driving to the hole, and that is something I struggle with, but she's built the confidence in me to make me want to do it. So I practice every day.
Yeah, and you have to work not only at this time of the year, but in the off season as well.
Yes.
What do you try to get done before you actually take the floor for the start of the season?
We play a lot of one-on-one, and we've been working on our contact layups because it's rough for both of us. We both struggle with it, but we're going to get it this season.
All right. Well, Jaden Joy is with us as well as a senior. And tell me about your off season, how you've gotten ready for this coming season, your last at Tate's Creek. Tell me about how you've gotten ready for it.
Like you said, a lot of one-on-one, but actually I had broken my ankle this summer, so I didn't get to practice too much, but as soon as I was able to come back around like September, when was it? Yeah, like June or July, I was able to come back and I started working hard instantly.
This team was 14-14 last year. What kind of team goals do you have this year?
My team goals, I want to win district. So.
And that's going to take a lot of work. You've already talked about how hard you work, but I mean that's going to be every day. A lot of tough competition.
Yes.
I'm sure you know a lot of the people that you'll be playing against. What's it like to go up against some of the top teams in the district? Do you get yourself up for some of that tough competition? I mean,
we have to have tight defense.
Yeah.
Tight defense helps us take steals and go back down and score and take over.
Well, let's talk to your teammate, Alexis Basil, and she is a junior this year, so you've got this year and another one to go. But playing alongside these seniors now, what are your individual and team goals for this season?
I think for me, just pushing my teammates to be better every day. We have a really young roster, and so just pouring into them and pushing them to be their best selves and giving them confidence, because I know that they have it in them, but it's just bringing that best player out of them.
Mm-hmm. We've talked basketball. Your coach has mentioned a number of other things that she likes to introduce her players to and broaden the experience. What has that meant to you to do some things outside of basketball as a team?
Yeah, it means a lot. Coach, she really pushes team bonding, and then being close off the court, it helps your on-the-court chemistry too. So just getting close with the team and intergrades, like seniors and seventh graders, they're getting closer, and just bringing everybody together is really helping our team.
All right. Well, best of luck to all of you this year.
Thank you.
Chris?
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Coach, all the best to you this season. It's head coach Jana Cosner of Tate's Creek. Up next, we'll chat with Rob Goodman of Sayre, the Central Kentucky High School basketball preview show live from Roosters on Glycon.
Is on us this season when you shop and save on new Kias from Cartown Kia.
Holiday savings start now, and you can drive home the new 2026 Sorrento, leased for just $259 a month. Or new 2026 Kia Sportage, leased for just $229 a month. And don't miss year-end savings on new 2025 Kia Telluride, leased for just $299 a month.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Live at Roosters, Rob Goodman of Sayre is on the hot seat. Rob, welcome back to another season.
I appreciate it. Excited to be here.
What are you most excited about?
Well, I mean, it's just it's a new season again, and there's always excitement, right? It's the unknown. That's what we're excited about. See what happens. See what our guys can do. Put them on the floor out there and see what they can give us. So, we've got a good group of guys, and we're looking forward to it. So.
My turn. So speaking of unknown, you lost 80% of your scoring. So that's an unknown. Who's scoring for this team?
Well, got these 5 guys over here. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. We'll let anybody score. Whoever can put a darn thing in the hole, that's who's going to. Yes, that's what we're hoping for. So, but we got some good ball players this year. We're excited about the season, so we're looking forward to it.
How's the preseason gone, Coach?
It's been great. It's actually been different this year. Football coming along has been a change for our entire athletic department. Last year or 2 years ago, I'd say we had maybe 8 or 9 kids for the preseason. All the guys were playing football. This year, I have something like 24, and then we're adding about 9 or 10 football guys back to the roster now. So it's kind of tough because you've taught these 24 kids what to do, and now you've got 10 other guys, and you're trying to get them acclimated. So, but it's going well. It's been fun. So
good.
Rob, Savion on paper is your leading returning scorer. What do you expect from him this year?
Everything. He's got to do it all, and he can do it all. He can rebound, he can score, he can put it on the floor. We expect big things out of Savion. He's a good player and a great young man, and so we expect him to lead us. He's a player that can score in a multitude of ways. So we're hoping he does that for us.
You talked in your preseason survey for my package that's coming out next week in the Herald Leader about how deep this team is and how confident you feel this year coming in that you're going to surprise some people. Talk about your depth and what you're doing, because everybody's got a shot since you're replacing a lot of roles to fill.
Well, I've got to be careful what I say. Again, we're in the most dangerous district in the entire state, so everybody's really good. But I do think we have the potential to surprise some people this year. And when I talk about how deep we are, it's amazing watching the program grow over the last 10, 12 years. I've never had a group of guys from the top to the bottom where we can go anywhere with anybody and maintain that intensity or that game on the floor. We can, but these guys right here are what we're looking for to lead us night in and night out. So, and they know that. But again, it's been made practices more competitive, which ultimately should help us. But again, it's as you know or well aware, it's the toughest district again in the state, and we just got to be ready to compete.
I'm going to ask the guys to introduce themselves as they answer, but if you could tell us about the off-season work, getting ready for the season to start. It has to be a very exciting time. Tell me about what the work has been like as you prepare for this season. If you can introduce yourself first.
I'm Katon Jones. I'm a senior. This year has been different because it's been an emphasis on coming back from football. You want to stay in the gym, because last year I think that's what really affected us and really affected our shooting, because if you look at the year before, we could shoot the ball, but last year it kind of took a little dip. And I think that's because, at least from the football perspective, we weren't in the gym as much during the football season. So during this football season and the basketball season, Coach Goodman made an emphasis on a great job of getting us in the gym, keeping us in the loop, and able to just help us get shots up and keep us in routine. So I think that's going to help us come out better, and that's going to make our preseason. That's what's going to set this preseason apart from other ones.
What kind of team do you think this? What kind of potential do you think this team has? What can it do?
My name's Kenji Berger, and I'm a senior. And I think that teams in the district are they're starting to take us as something light. And I think we're gonna come out there and we're gonna compete every game. We're gonna give our 110% and go all out. And I just think they're sleeping on us.
Every team needs leaders. What goes into leadership, and all of you are going to be counted on in that role. But let me ask you, what goes into that?
Bo Perry, senior. Leadership just goes by practicing hard, showing up in practice, diving on the floor, talking, encouraging your teammates, just being a good leader on and off the court, and that's all I got.
Yeah. We'll talk about the off season a little bit. Every player has something he likes to work on and try to get better for the coming season. What about you?
Yes, sir. Bennett Grau, I'm a senior. I've been working on my post moves and rebounding, but we've also been hitting the weight room a little harder this year than we have in the past, and I think that's going to come in big for the season.
Yeah. And when you say hitting the weight room a little harder, just extra time in the weight room?
Yes, extra time, multiple times a week working on it, the whole team, because the team needs to help each other out. The stronger you get, I mean, if you're not working hard, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting your teammate.
Is there a good-natured competition in the weight room about who's the most impressive, who can do the
Yes, sir. I think everybody does push each other.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let me ask one of your teammate a question here, and you've again, we're coming up. We're just a couple of weeks away from the start of the season, and everybody's been facing teammates in practice. Now you finally are on the verge of getting to go against some opposition. How do you feel at this point of the season? What does that mean to you to be able to step out on the court and go against another school?
My name is Savion Staley. I'm a senior. It's just really exciting to go against, different team. I've been playing these three for the past 2 months, so I'm getting kind of tired of that.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to play.
Yeah.
We're going to play Somerset on Saturday for one of our scrimmages, so I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of tough competition ahead. I'm sure most players are looking forward to playing against good players. You know some of these guys that you'll be playing against. What's it like for you? You step in there against a well-known opponent, and you're going to get a tough game, but what does that mean to you?
I mean, you just can't back down. I mean, there's some big names in our district. There's a few guys committed to D1 schools. You just can't back down. You just got to, take it as any other game.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks to all of you, and good luck this year. Yeah.
Rob, it might be too soon to ask, but what's the identity you feel like of this team?
Well, it better be that we play hard, and that's going to have to be night in and night out against who we play against. I mean, we spent a lot of time this year trying to improve our shooting. Last year, our team was very athletic, could rebound with anybody, and that's something also we're going to have to really get better at, is making sure we're blocking out. Last year, we could just go snag the ball off the rim. This year, we're going to have to really put bodies on somebody. But we've been working hard on our shooting this year because last year's team really didn't shoot it that well. Like they've indicated before, we didn't see that coming. We knew how athletic we were, we knew how strong we were, but we didn't shoot the ball particularly well. So I hope this year's team can, like I said, put it in the hole, and we need to do a really good job focusing on blocking out, especially with the guys we have to play against.
Coach, what's the capacity of your gym?
I think it's 700 total.
So we talked about them selling out gyms in the 42nd district, but you guys can sell out like in a heartbeat. What's it like playing in that atmosphere? I mean, you've been experiencing it for a while, but how proud of you are of the environment you create at Sayre and how tough it is to play you guys there?
Well, I'm extremely proud, and it's not me, it's these guys. I mean, they're the ones out there on the floor busting their tails every night, and they're doing a great job and putting a product that our students really want to support and cheer for, and it's a lot of fun. And, our gym is special because, again, that student body's right on top of you in those games, right? I mean, it's, the other gyms are big, and it's awesome when they're full, but it's very seldom that they're full like that. And our gym gets full pretty quick, and as you stated, it's a lot of fun having those students right on top of you, and that atmosphere is just unique. So it's great.
13 years, Coach. What has made Sayre such a good fit for you?
Well, it's home. It's a great school. It's I went to school there. I graduated in '89 there. I've always wanted to see the place do well, and athletically across the board, we're doing great things, and I'm very proud of that. And I think our basketball program has been one that's helped lead the way in that charge. And obviously getting football has been big, but baseball has done really well. But I love the school. I love the kids. I love the competition and the having to compete against the bigger schools. It makes it that much more special when you're able to beat them or even play them in a game like we did last year. Like even like Bryan Station, we didn't win the game. We lost on the last second shot, but again, a fun game, a fun atmosphere, right? Beating Henry Clay, it was fun. It was a fun game for us. So those things are fun to me, and that's where we want to be. And it's the district we live in, and we just got to keep doing the best we can to compete.
All the best to you guys this season, Rob. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all you do.
Head coach Rob Goodman of Sayre. More coverage live from Roosters. Be right back after this on Glycod.
Communication is really important on a team because you have to know what everybody's doing, even when it's not your job. You just really want to work as one unit, and whenever you can do that, the team is at its best. I think staying active helps me to be my best self by keeping me disciplined. Being able to look back whenever I go to bed at night, checking all the things off that I've done that day, it creates the best me. My name is Trent Noah, and I'm better without it.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Central Kentucky, don't be afraid of your pool water. Talk to the experts at Suntine Pools, your BioGuard dealer. For over 50 years, our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit our store for a full line of BioGuard products, equipment, and accessories. Have your swimming pool sparkling in no time. Visit Suntine Pools today.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
We're back live at Roosters. It's the Central Kentucky High School basketball preview show. Chris Labar, Jared Peck of the Lexington Herald Leader. Keith Elkins is down at third base. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. DJ Moberly is moving in momentarily, and the Douglas girls basketball program. This is a program fresh off his semifinal appearance last season in the Kentucky High School Athletic Association state tournament. So DJ, what a great season last year, man.
Yeah.
How do you follow up on that this year?
Oh man, just hoping that we can just piggyback off the last season, man. It was a great successful year that we had, and some of these girls got a taste of it, man. And I'm just hoping, man, they come back and bring that same game plan that we had last year.
Coach, I joked with you last year about who the 500-pound gorilla was in the 11th region. And this year, I'm not sure there's much doubt about who that is. It's you guys. How you climbed the Empire State Building this year?
Hey, I will say, hey, it wasn't easy, man. I will say that. It wasn't easy. But like I told these girls, man, we usually was doing the hunting in the 11th region. And like I told them, they got a target on their back this year. So they got to be prepared and be ready to produce every game that we play, that we step out. Because like I said, every team is coming to beat you. The game planning for you. So we just got to be prepared. The main thing too is mentally too, mental part of it. Not even us getting the court, man. It's just the mental aspects of it. As far as just you locking in and knowing what you got to do, what's the assignment or whatever coach told you to do this day for that game or whatever. So I think we got to get more intense with that.
Coach, you've been at Douglas a long enough period of time now. Do you find that when players come into the varsity level, they are more aware of what you expect as a coach and know what they need to do to be the best player they can?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, you always got to reteach with young girls that come in that's new. So you got to reteach that a little bit. But some of our older girls, they kind of try to take some of the young girls underneath their wings and tell them like, hey, you got to run it like this, or we do that. So it's more of that in there. So that's why we always call it a family in there, because we always trying to help each other out in there.
Yeah.
DJ, year 6, do you ever pause to reflect about maybe the first segment of your career at the school and where you guys are now and the hard work it took to make that trip?
You know what? Not really.
Yeah.
They surprised me, shocked me last year. I didn't even know it was 100 runs during the game because I just go season to season. So you just game planning, you're just trying to, take on what's ahead of you. And I don't even think about, when I first come in, but I do tell them, like, at times of like far as what built this culture and where we at now with it. So we will go back to that at times. So, but yeah, I don't try to deal on it a lot as far as my first season. But I tell them all the time, man. I mean, even my first group when I first came in here, we came in and I felt like we came out and competed my first year when we came here and made it to the region.
Since you've been coach, you've been challenging yourself with some big time opponents. How have you lined up the schedule this year to get better and get to the level you want to be where you're the big time opponent week in and week out?
Right. I'm always a firm believer of iron sharpens iron. So, I tell my girls, we practice hard. I feel like we prepare them enough. So I feel like we can go out there and compete with some of these top teams that's in the state. That's out here in girls basketball. I feel like, what we do in practice, how we prepare them day in and day out, on and off the court, even from us preseason conditioning, from weightlifting. I feel like all those things come intact when it comes to us playing these type of caliber teams.
Coach, I think every coach probably has a little bit different style in how they address a team at pregame or at halftime. What's your style like when you address the team in a pregame moment?
My girls, they probably think I'm mean, but I just always try to come in and make sure that we ready to lock in and we ready to compete, and we're not selling and just going off our game plan of what we're here for and what we're here to do. So I just try to stress that when I come here, just compete, play hard. At the end of the day, win or lose, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the main things I tell them, my girls, play hard.
Three very talented players that are here with us tonight, DJ. Before Keith talks with them, what's the next phase of growth for each of them?
I think with all these girls, I think it's just a point about trusting their teammates, knowing what they do best, and just being the best version of them.
Coach, I just glanced at your schedule. You got an Assumption coming up, like the second week of the season. Yeah. Sacred Heart's on the schedule in Louisville. I think Assumption is in Louisville. Yeah. That's a lot to bite off. Sacred Heart, Assumption, GRC, that's 1, 2, 3. And you're right there. You're going to be probably 5 when my poll comes out next week. What are you looking to see out of your team when you get in those games?
The main thing I think it was is just coming in and just seeing if our team is ready. Are we on that level? Are we ready to play with those type of teams? The competitiveness, of course, as far as the game, and can we execute? You know what I mean? Can we come out with our game plan and see, what we all the work we put in? It goes to show as far as these games that we play. So that's why we try to schedule those type of games, so we can see if we can come out here and we can actually compete with these high state teams that's ranked.
Coach, let's hear from your players that you brought with you now. And Tamia Wade is a name we all already know, even though she's just a freshman. And if you'll pass the microphone over to Tamia, we'll hear from her. And I wanted to ask you about getting so good so quickly. You've, of course, had to work at it a lot. But when you practice, what do you try to get done? What's your goal as you go out there to practice each day?
My goal is to try to get better every day and also show communication and leadership sometimes. I feel like we all have good leaderships and our team has good work ethic, but sometimes we do work together really, really good, and it's just a blessing that we have a good team. Yeah,
and that's got to be very important because here you are, you're a very talented player as a young player, but everything has to fit into a team concept, doesn't it? And is it something that you're able to establish away from practice to become maybe not just friends, but good teammates?
Yes, our teammates are more than teammates. We spend time together outside of basketball so much. During the summer, during AAU, we see each other even though we play on different teams, and I'm so glad.
Well, I'm sure they're looking for big things again from you this year. Reagan Ragonis is with us as well, and tell me about your preparation for the season. How's the preseason gone for you?
I think we just emphasize off the court, our chemistry and working together, and how we practice is how we play. So if we practice hard, we're going to play hard. So we've just really been emphasizing execution and practice.
And you've gotten to know Coach Moberly very well as far as playing for him. And tell me about his expectations and how you try to meet those.
He has very high expectations. He never wants you to mess up, of course. But I think if you play hard and you do what you're supposed to do, he'll be happy. So you just got to play hard.
All right. Jaylee Knowles is here as well, and she has also put together some outstanding seasons, 17.5 points a game last year and almost 10 rebounds, led the team in both categories, and coming back now for your junior year, so you've still got a little ways ahead, but how are you working to get better? You're already doing a lot. How are you working to get better?
Just like they said, putting in the work at practice, on and off the court, whether it's academics or athletics, making sure that we're on top of things, having our priorities straight and stuff like that.
You've got some talent around you, but at the same time, your opponents know who you are and what you've done. Is it tough or frustrating sometimes to have so much attention from the other teams?
Yeah, of course, but I also take that as a sign of respect, And also when it gets hard on me, I expect my teammates to pick it up and do what they can do. Yeah.
If there's one thing you could improve right now on your game, what would be at the top of the list? What do you feel like you need to get better to be the kind of player that Douglas needs you to be?
Definitely staying out of my head. I feel like I have a lot of potential, but I kind of get down on myself sometimes. So picking up my own self first.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to all of you.
Thank you.
You've all done a lot, and a lot is expected.
We're going to welcome in McKaylee Bennett here in just a moment. Before she gets seated, DJ, I'm not sure there's a player in the area that improved as much as she did last year. Just talk about what you saw as a coach in her improvement.
And McKaylee, man, she's I've been having McKaylee, I think, since she's been in 7th grade, man. McKaylee has improved, I feel like, every year she's been there with us at Douglas. Right now, I feel like she's playing great basketball right now. Probably some of the best I've seen her in high school right now. So we expected a big year from McKaylee this year. And McKaylee's already actually has a verbal commit to Vincennes University as an Elm. So we just looking, man, hoping she has a great year this year. That's what we're banking on this year, man. Yes, sir.
Okay, so a lot of the focus is going to be on Jaylee this year. How do you get her free when the game plan is going to be stop Jaylee Knowles?
Right. Well, that will be the game plan, but we got a little bit more arsenal over here too, though, as far as, besides Jaylee. Jaylee's a great player. This is all, we're behind Jaylee, but at the end of the day, we got other guards that can play, other teammates that can play out here. That's going to be able to compensate Jaylee too, outside of that. So when the team does want to, stop Jaylee, we got other girls out here that I feel like they can step up.
How do you feel like she stepped up like in the Sweet 16? Really showed out. Showed that, really.
Right. Man, I think Jaylee is really still underrated at times, man. I think she could be one of the best girls in the state, man. But it's all predicated on what Jaylee wants to do. Yeah, I will say that it's predicated off of how far what she wants to do. How her motor goes, things like that. She had a great Sweet 16. And I'm hoping this year she can play, because I told her this year I need her to be a little bit more meaner and play a little bit more tougher this year. You got to be just not selfish, but somewhat selfish.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to one more of your players here. MK Bennett has joined us. And tell me about your role on this team. What role do you expect to play?
Role?
Position and what's expected of you on the floor?
Well, my role is the PG, what was the other question?
Well, just what's expected of you on the floor once you're out there.
I'd say hustle more, try to get more rebounds. And was I not supposed to say that?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. No. What do you think is the potential of this team? You got some great players around you. What do you think you're capable of doing? What could happen this year?
I feel like a lot could happen. I feel like we can win it all. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
Yeah, you have to be confident, don't you? And there's a lot of excitement as the season gets started. You've been practicing against your teammates, and now get ready to go against other teams. What's the first game of the season like for you? You've been playing for a while now. How do you feel about getting out there for the first game?
How do I feel? I feel excited. I feel nervous. Yeah.
Just a chance to get it all started, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Guys, thanks so much. DJ Moberly, thanks so much for joining us. And for his Broncos student-athletes, we'll step aside. Brian Trimble, the first-year head coach of Henry Clay Girls, will join us coming up next on Glycon.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Let's get acquainted with Brian Trimble, the first-year head coach of Henry Clay Girls. Brian, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your journey to the first-year head coach at Henry Clay this year.
Yeah, definitely. And journey is the right word, but been a gracious one. I come to Henry Clay from blessed to coach some college basketball for about 6 years at Campbellsville Harrodsburg. Prior to that, was able to be at Dunbar on the boys' side. And then last year got a chance to help out over at Madison Central and spent a great time with Coach True. Well, and then this opened up, which was a great opportunity. For those that know, my son played at Henry Clay on the boys' side. So it was truly a homecoming for me to be here.
Coach, what have you learned from being with these girls for the last several months? What can we expect from them this season?
Right off the bat, we're going to be fun to watch. And that's what I would tell people. They have bought in 110% to my style of basketball, which is fast break, getting up and down, press for 4 quarters, and which means you better drink a lot of water before we tip off. So we had a grueling off-season workout in the summer. We were out there with the football team on the football field. And the thing about it is these girls didn't complain one time, at least not in front of me.
Coach, if you have that fast pace, most players find that fun,
yeah.
But at the same time, it is an awful lot of work, isn't it? And they have to get used to that with you as the new coach. But you say the buy-in has been good so far.
Yeah, and I think because the one thing about me, and hopefully they'll agree, is we want to make it okay to mess up. But our rule is if you mess up, and they'll tell you, mess up going full speed. Mm-hmm. And we want to throw full-court passes. We want to take a lot of shots because at this point, we have established who we are. Now it's really just about competing. It's not about playing hard. We're going to play hard no matter what. Mm-hmm. But we want to compete.
Coach, you're inheriting an inexperienced team. A lot of key players gone off last year's team. What's your early assessment of this group?
Well, and here's the thing, and I'm not going to tip my hand too much, okay? But who I've got with me, this right here is the anchors of our leadership. You've got 2 seniors, 2 strong juniors, and what they bring to the table makes up for any of our inexperience. These ladies they're vocal. They're great locker room girls. But here's the thing is we've got some of the best young talent in the city. We're blessed to have Nora Jane Dick, a 7th grader out of Hayes, coming to play with us. We've got Emmy Van Meter from Morton. So we've got some players that have played on a high level. And they come in, and you mix and sprinkle that in with some veteran leadership, you won't even be able to tell the difference. And where there are gaps, they're going to fill in.
We just talked to Douglas, and Douglas has established themselves, built their program over the last few years into a top 10 team. You come in, I think the rest of the district probably feels wide open to you, and you probably like your chances going up against and competing with Douglas. How do you get to a district finals and maybe the region tournament this year?
Well, and game goals, season goals. Coach Moberly is one of my closest friends in this industry. He and I actually talk often. When I left coaching college, I sent him my playbook. Don't know if he used it or not, but he knows my secrets. He knows my hand. And one thing about us is we'll tell you, we should be able to walk in the gym, give you our playbook. And if we execute it, doesn't matter if you know what we're doing. But when it comes to this region, it's still tough. There's a lot of young talent. And you have Douglas, who has set the standard. Make no mistake about it. We want to compete. So here's our goal, and I'll go ahead and tell this part. We feel like as long as we're in that championship game in the district with Douglas, and come fourth quarter, we want to be in position to win the game or still in the game. So as long as we do that, the rest will take care of itself. A wiser coach than me that was with me, Coach Mike Graves, he used to say all the time, you only got to make one more basket than they do at the end. And that's it. So that's our philosophy.
Coach, tell us about your staff. Who's working with you in this first year?
Yeah, best part. I won't make the camera pan, but again, you heard me mention my son, Brian Trimble Jr. He joins the staff, and to be honest, he's the X's and O's guy. He played for Clay, then went on to play at Spalding University as a point guard, so he has that mentality. Then I kept it in the family. Coach Kaya Thompson, who was a 1,000-point scorer at Henry Clay, brought her back from West Virginia State, just finished playing college ball, and she brings that tradition and doing things the Clay way. I've got another guy, Jaquez Simpson, played at Henry Clay with my son, and then Rihanna Marshall, who played at Bryan Station High School. So I got a lot of young staff that know more than me. Mm-hmm. So they say if you surround yourself with people smarter than you, you'll be all right.
Yep.
Brian, Daniel Brown, the boys coach at Henry Clay, just a legend in this area. What conversation have you had with him as you try to maybe pick his brain a little bit?
Coach probably tired of me at this point because I've been wearing him out. And the thing about it is Coach Brown has stood in the gap when you're coming into a program. Everything down from, Coach, can we borrow some practice gear? Coach, can I borrow your shooting shirts? To telling us the things that he saw in the district, the things that he saw last year, because he was around the girls program a lot. And the things that he came that's valuable is he told me the things not to change, the things that to keep the same, the things that were working. And I asked him a lot of questions about the good, the bad, the ugly, and Coach didn't hold back. But the number one thing for Coach Brown and I is that we are in step. Our girls program thrives off the boys program, and we want that vice versa. We don't have a lot of double headers this year, but rarely will there be a game where you don't see one of our teams supporting the other team.
What has been the challenge as a new coach, getting these girls to trust you and you trusting them?
It's always a tough one. Can I truth or a lie? Because they're looking at me. I'll be honest. This group, the trust factor is one of those things that, to me, it's got to continuously be earned and maintained. But in order for them to trust me, I've got to trust them. And so they've done a lot of things that they don't even know to gain my trust. And so they've been working hard. They've done the things. They've done the hard things. And I feel like because of we're all kind of, we'll say, on an island right now, and I say we're two-stepping, we're trying not to step on each other's feet, but at the same time, we're excited. And so we're excited not to use the word rebuild, but to establish what was already there, to reestablish. That's the word I want to use. Because Henry Clay's girls basketball has been known to dominate for years. The one thing over the last several years, you go back to some of these girls were on the team when they won the district with Coach Ashley's first year. So it's not that they're too far removed from that. We still have some of those pieces. So trust factor, I didn't come in saying I'm going to blow this thing up and we're going to rebuild and all that. I came in and said, hey, let's keep with what's working, but let me hear from you. And the other thing is, I told them everybody gets to shoot the ball. So that helped.
That's going to make you a popular coach there, I think.
Definitely.
Coach, let's meet some of the players, all of the players that you brought with you tonight. If you'll pass that microphone on down there. And I'll ask you, since we just had a chance to meet a moment ago, that if you'll introduce yourselves as you start to speak. But I wanted to ask you about you're getting to know a new coach. He's talking about his style of play. It sounds like a fun style to play, but at the same time, there's still some adjusting that's going on. Tell me about getting to know the new coach and playing for him.
Well, I'm Carolyn Young. I'm a senior at Clay. And I think that we're all learning, like, how to, build with a new coach. But I think that we're all having a lot of fun doing it, and I think that we all like Coach Trimble. So, we're having fun and we're all learning together, and I think it's a really great building experience for us all.
Well, basketball has to be fun, and I'll ask your teammate that answer about making it fun while at the same time working hard. I mean, you've got a new coach, you've got to prepare in the off season, then you step out on the court playing for a new coach. But what do you do in the off season to get yourself ready for not only a new coach but a new season?
So I'm Kelsey Lawson, and what we do in the off season, we work out a lot together. Like he said, we go on the football field and do stuff with them. It was definitely different knowing that we were coming back with a different coach, but I think it's been a great experience, and I think that we're all learning and working together. And even in the off season during open gyms and stuff, we were all having fun and just working together and getting to know each other as well as our new coach.
Mm-hmm. And that's an important part of it too, isn't it? To know each other off the court. That's going to help you know each other on the court, isn't it? And accomplish more as a team. Let me ask about again, preparation for this season. You've been working against each other. Now it's almost time to get out on the court. New era in Henry Clay girls basketball. What brings the excitement for you?
My name's Aaliyah Baird. I'm a junior. And I think just being with a new coach, having this team, building our chemistry together, really working together, it makes it a lot fun and just really exciting. And I think our energy brings out our crowd, and we have a lot of energy, and we show that on the court. And then whenever we play fast, our energy gets up, and then the crowd gets into it, and it just becomes a really fun game.
It's a lot of fun. Then you got all your friends and family and everything in the stands too. What about the playing in this district? I mean, there's a lot of great competition. You're going to run into a lot of great players going against you, but that's a motivational factor too. How do you get ready for the biggest games of the year when those come up?
My name's Jana. I'm a senior, and I think definitely to prepare for that, I'd say since we are a new team, we're not rebuilding, reestablishing. So it's how do I put this? Yeah. So it's I feel playing against a team that's been together for a long time, and then us, and we have new transfers and everything. It's just, we have to connect as a team, and on the court and off the court.
Yeah. All right. Well, best of luck to all of you this year.
Thank you.
Chris.
Thank you so much for joining us. That is the program of Henry Clay, coached by Brian Trimble. All the best to you this year, Brian.
Oh, no, thank you guys. We appreciate you guys doing this. It puts a great light onto us. And stay tuned. I'll tell everybody to come out and watch us. Again, we're going to be fun to watch.
Coming up, we'll chat with Henry Thomas, associate basketball coach at LCA. More coverage. We're live from Rooster, Central Kentucky High School Basketball Preview Show live on Glycon.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
We talked to Eric Daniels earlier, an ex-Cat, the girls basketball coach at Dunbar. We'll now bring in LCA associate head coach for the boys, Henry Thomas, also an ex-Wildcat. I know before we talk high school, you have to have fond memories of your time playing for the Big Blue.
Oh, absolutely. Some of the funnest times of my life, and some of the hardest and funnest, with Coach Patino being there. His first year was my first year way back in 1989. We always talk about the good times of the scars and the wars we had in practice and also during the games, but always good memories and always great to don the Big Blue, especially here in Lexington, Kentucky.
Coach, you and Coach Hall have almost completely new team, 3 pieces back. What's been the challenge so far this preseason?
There really hasn't been a challenge, to be honest with you. These guys work so hard that it's just been a blessing this year to have them come in. We started back in April or May with 6:30 workouts without even a basketball, and we had 25 kids show up to that routinely every single Wednesday. We call it Wednesday Warriors, so it's been good. Now, once we get into games, we'll see, because it'll be a new experience for a lot of our kids, except for the 3 that got some experience, but they seem to be able to handle it, and it's just a good, solid group of kids that just like to work hard and play hard and look for each other and just support each other, so it's going to be fun.
Coach, we talked about with several of the coaches about off-season work, and you just touched on it there about Wednesday Warriors, and there is a lot that goes into it. What do you as a coach try to accomplish with those kinds of programs, with those off-season programs that get you to this moment?
Yeah, togetherness for the most part, just cheering for each other. When things are hard, we're all coming together and not pulling apart. And so I think those type of things tend to lean towards that. And just, can you gut through a 45-minute workout with Coach Austin Hall, who does a great job with these kids? And so can you gut through that workout and then come together and then go get some shots up after that? So it is just trying to replicate, fourth quarter, we're up, we're down, how are you going to respond? But let's just stay together.
Yeah, you learn a lot, even though the situation, as you said, had no basketball involved.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Henry, the culture at LCA is just renowned for being special. What is it like for you? And describe what it's like for the folks that aren't inside that area.
Yeah, it's a great culture to be around, and Coach Hall just does a great job, not only on the basketball court, but off the court, giving these guys things to grow into good Christian men when they're when they're older. So right now they're just little young flowers, but he's just watering them and fertilizing them, and they're going to blossom into great young men. And that's what I really enjoy about coaching with him, and just the culture of LCA is just a good place to be around. And I'm 55. I wouldn't be around if it wasn't such a great culture, because I'm getting old and I need to be home and sleeping.
Coach, you guys have been competitive in the All-A Classic. How do you get back to the All-A Classic, and how do you get this team to where it gets that second spot in the district championship, gets to the region tournament?
Yeah, we're in a tough region in both the All-A and the 43rd district. But just what our season is going to come down to, how hard are we going to defend, how hard we're going to rebound. I think offensively we'll be fine. We've got a lot of good scorers, but we're on the short side. I think our tallest player is about 6'4"-ish, maybe 6'3", 6'4". So we've got a long way to go, but we've got to be scrappy. We've got to play hard defense. We've got to crash the glass, and that's going to be the difference of whether we're going to go home on the first night or we're going to take the next step forward.
Tell me about having to. Sometimes coaches will have to adjust in the mid-season. Maybe there's an injury, or maybe something else happens, and different personnel. Or you might just discover that this team isn't oriented the way maybe we thought it was. Tell me about those changes and challenges to a coaching staff.
Yeah, this is my third year there. There hasn't been a year that we haven't had injuries at all and had to just adjust on the fly with something. So it's next man up, essentially. I talked about our young guys. We've got a junior, we've got a senior, one junior, and I think like 10 sophomores. So We've got a lot of good players in the mix, a lot of guys on the same plane, but if somebody goes down, it's the next man up. So, we're not looking forward to that, but it's basketball. There's going to be some nicks and bumps and bruises, and somebody may sit out a couple games, but we just look at the bench, say, hey, you're up, and let's see what you got for us.
Henry, who are a couple of players you'd like to highlight tonight?
Yeah, we've got 3 returning players. Senior Caleb Pridemore, who was playing very well last year before he had to have off-season shoulder surgery, kind of set him back. He's since popped his other shoulder out, but he's gutting you through it this year. So he's a returning player. And then you've got Chase Bentley, a freshman, and Caleb Marshall, a sophomore, both dynamic offensive guys that are back with us and have grown. We put them in the mix with all the other guys that we've got. We've got a junior in Maddox Combs. That's a very hard worker. And then, like I said, we've got 10 sophomores out there. So there's just a lot of good young talent that we have. But those 3 coming back are going to have to lead the way because they've got the somewhat experience of being out there on the court to start the season.
Coach, how do you handicap the 11th region, your district, the 42nd, Jake Feldhouse over in the 44th? I mean, what's it like for LCA, a small school, competing in the 11th region when you've got some of the top teams in the state?
Yeah, it's hard, but we welcome the challenge every single day, and that's why we coach. That's why they play. That's why some kids have stayed at LCA. They want to challenge themselves against Catholic and Madison Central and Douglas and Bryan Station and on and on and on. Our district's tough. Our region's tough, and there's no hiding. Unfortunately, there's only going to be a few teams that get in, and there's always good teams that are left out of the regional tournament that could probably advance to Rupp Arena, but they just get knocked out in the district tournament. That stinks, but that's just how it works in this area. But it is a challenge every single day, and we're going to knock that door down one of these days, and hopefully it's this year.
You talked about the Wednesday workouts and the number of kids that are showing up for that. It has to be really encouraging for a coaching staff to see the kind of numbers and turning out for workouts like that. Tell me about what that means to have those numbers, particularly at a smaller school, to have those kinds of numbers turning out for those workouts.
It's so encouraging to have all those guys show up and work hard and just sweat with each other and bond with each other and just look across the football field or the basketball gym or whatever we're doing and say, hey, we're working hard, we're getting better today. What are other teams doing? What are other kids doing? While they're in bed, we're out working. And so it is just it's hard to put into words what that does for a team, but it's definitely brought our team together because of the workouts that they've had.
Henry, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and all the best this season.
Thank you all.
It's Henry Thomas of LCA. We'll chat with Daniel Brown for the Henry Clay boys basketball program. More coverage right after this on Glycon.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training. The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable. They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Let's welcome in Daniel Brown, head coach of Henry Clay. Coach, goodness gracious, another season at the helm. What are you most excited about this year?
Well, I'm just always excited to basketball season, being at Henry Clay, and it's a fun time of year, and I like our group that we got, and just again, basketball season. That's always fun when you're a basketball coach.
Coach, we know about Jackson, but you've picked up some pieces in the off season. There's a lot of teams have gotten a lot of transfers. You got a couple of transfers, I think. Who is new coming in, and how are they going to help your team?
Yeah, I guess the transfer portal is filtered down to us too, right? So, but that's part of part of it now. So, Colton Helton from Scott County, who's his dad's coached over there for years, just transferred over there and will help us a lot. Ricky Goatley, who was a big part of Allen's team at Madison Central off the bench, he'll help us a lot. And then we got a kid named Jack Hemingway, who is Berea's leading scorer, who I think is very underrated. And we're excited about what he can bring to the table. So that's the guys that's come in. But really the whole team that we got besides Jackson are new to the program, even whether they're freshmen or, some guys are on JV. But as far as varsity experience, as far as in a Henry Clay uniform, there's not a lot.
Coach, we're in this early stage here, and players have been working against each other, and you're getting ready to face outside competition now as the regular season starts. But tell me about the development of this team, and if there is an identity shaping up just yet, at this very early stage.
Well, you're right. The identity is a work in progress right now. I think us as coaches and the players, they're trying to, they're working hard in our system. We feel like, it's my 24th year overall, 20 years of head coach, so the system's there as far as playing hard, play good defense, work for each other. But you're right, the identity is going to be a work in progress. We're trying to figure them out. They're trying to figure me out. So, we've had 25 practices now. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. We just finished up a scrimmage tonight against Evangel Christian, which was a really good matchup out of 6th region. That's where we're coming from now. So that really let us know that we got a lot of work to do. Let's just say that. And especially figuring out identity. You're 100%. We've got to figure that out. And that may be, over time. Each game may be a work in progress. So one good thing is there's no championships won in December unless it's a certain tournament. So we got time, and we got a good nucleus, and with a leader like Jackson and something to build around. Them other guys want to do well. I think it's them trusting me and me trusting them. So that's the biggest thing I see now is me developing a relationship with them, and then them understanding what it takes day in, day out in our district and in our region.
Daniel, your teams traditionally shoot the three so well. Does this group at this point have that in them?
We have to. I think that's got to be a strength for us. I think it can be because we have a lot of guys can stretch it, and you got a lot of guys that are more guard-oriented. So we don't really have a true one, I would say, and we really don't have a true 5. And usually if I say that, that's probably a recipe for not winning too many games. But I will say with this team, you got a lot of guys can play multiple positions. And as I answered his question earlier, I think that's where it comes for us coaches to find out what makes us tick, what's going to fit well with these guys. We got a lot of work to do, and hopefully shooting the 3 has to be a plus for us.
Coach, what has Jackson meant to your team over the years? He's been there a while, scored a bunch of points. What has he meant to the program, and what do you need from him this year?
I just need Jackson to be Jackson. He's not going to get out of his comfort zone. He's going to be asked more this year to do more than he has in the past because he's the only returning starter, the only guy that knows the program. So right now he's playing the 1 on the offense and guarding the 5 on defense. So if that tells you so. But I just need him to be him, and what he's meant to the program is just kind of lay that foundation. He's going to follow along with some of the best that's come through there. I believe that. And his hard work, that's why you see a team like Air Force coming at him and offered him. You see other teams that want him. Not only they like him for his skills, but his leadership abilities on and off the floor. So for Henry Clay, he's a great representative. You know, these are the type of guys that I'm blessed to be a part of and have come through the program. You know, we get a lot of us head coaches get a lot of credit for building these guys, but I think you got a lot. That can happen a lot in basketball. But his mom and dad's laid a great foundation at home, the work ethic, being coachable and stuff. And you know, and that's not like that nowadays with the young generation. Not everybody wants to be coached hard. Not everybody wants to be told what you're not doing. So he's done that. He can take that, and he knows what's on his shoulder. But I tell him just be him. You know, there's be nights. Some nights you got to get 40. There's some nights you may have to get 8 or 9 points and 20 rebounds. You know, I'm throwing crazy numbers, but he's capable of doing that at times, depending on what we need. And again, he's figuring out his teammates just like I'm figuring them out. Because it is a whole new squad, a whole new team that we got.
Well, we've heard Jackson Steffen's name a lot. Let's hear from him now. And Jackson, heard the coach outline the responsibilities. I'm sure that's a challenge that you're wanting to accept. If you'll grab that microphone there, we can talk as well. And I know you're consider yourself up to the challenge, but how have you tried to prepare for this big senior season?
Well, losing 8 seniors has been hard, but through the years, you know, I've been through the program. I've been through the program a ton. I've seen how the leaders lead the team, and I've gained knowledge from them, you know, gained insight on how to lead. So it's a new challenge, but I'm definitely up for it. I think I'm well prepared too.
As the leading scorer, leading rebounder, your opponents are going to know who you are and where you are on the floor all the time. How do you meet that challenge? Because you're going to get a lot of attention.
Yeah, well, it's tough, but I think being able to create for my teammates is definitely what I'm being asked for a lot this year. You know, I'm being asked to handle the ball a lot, and you know, I'm accepted that challenge. You know, I'm ready to get guys some shots that, you know, maybe don't have the spotlight on them all the time. You know, get other guys involved is what I think I'll do best this year.
In addition to taking on that responsibility, you've no doubt trying to improve your game too. Everybody has things that they can improve on. What have you particularly been working on in the offseason?
Well, I mean, I get to dribble a lot now. Being the one, you know, in practice he puts me at the one a lot, so I've got to work on ball handling and handling pressure, and I think that's really going to help me at the next level for sure.
Coming up on a senior year, that means a final opportunity in high school basketball. What's your feeling about that as you approach this season?
Well, I mean, since I got the commitment over with, I'm just going to have fun. I'm just going to be me. Like Coach Brown said, I'm not going to do nothing too crazy, you know, stay inside my comfort zone, know what I do best, and help the team win.
And tell everybody about that future commitment.
Oh, yeah, I'm committed to Air Force Academy. I'm very blessed and excited and thankful for the opportunity.
Well, we wish you the best of luck and have a great season this year.
Thank you so much.
Jackson, what was most appealing for you about Air Force?
Well, you know, just it sets you up for life. You know, everyone will tell you. I'm a math guy, and Air Force obviously has math and engineering programs, and past basketball, I want a life outside of that. And I'm also looking to lead the country, hopefully.
Good answer. Good answer. Jared, do you have one for Daniel here as we pass the mic back around? We'll get some more comments from Coach Brown here momentarily.
Coach, you're only a few years removed from the region championship we won. The year after that, you went on an undefeated run with him in the fold. How do you recreate that with a new group? How challenging is this for you this season, knowing that, you know, a lot of the pieces you've had that have been part of that success have moved on and you've got to start anew?
Well, I just think you said it. I just think it shows you how hard this region is. You know, all of them been said, you know, 3 years ago we win the region, and we've won 23, 24 games every year after that, but never get out of the district. So I just understand that these guys, I really just kind of preach the same thing, and hope these guys just buy in and help each other and understand that, hey, Henry Clay, our expectations doesn't change regardless who's wearing that jersey. I know that's an old cliche, but that's just the way it is. And, you know, that's why you have a lot of alumnus come around. And we just had Steve Miller stop by and speak to teams, always stopping by. So when you have Mr. Basketball, always stop by to tell them what it's like, different things to wear a jersey. Hopefully them guys registered that. So I just think it is a big challenge. This is going to be one of my biggest challenges. in a long time. It really is. It is really just like I said, just I don't know these guys. I know Jackson. I don't know these guys. So we're really, you're in preseason, you're running them and you're doing that, but you got to let you deal with a lot of emotions, a lot of attitudes, a lot of different things, scenarios. So it's going to be a challenge for me to keep these guys in tune and hopefully rise up to the level that we need them to.
I just wanted to ask you a quick question about coaching style. You talked about some kids may not like being coached hard, but you've got a good group that responds well to your style. But do you have to adjust in terms of maybe not radically, but you see a kid maybe a little bit different personality, you need something to bring out the best in him, and that's still the job to bring out the best in them. But has that been hard for you over the years to make adjustments?
I wouldn't say hard. I think that's why I've lasted. I think I've had to adjust. You got to feel these guys out. There's certain guys that you can get after and, push them a little bit, and there's certain guys you got to love on a little bit. Yeah. So I got to find that fine line of what fits him. And I think it also, the coaching style is adjusted. Some teams can run 20 plays, some teams can't run but 2.
Yeah.
So it's like me figuring out what fits my team. Some can play good defense, some can't. So it's definitely been an adjustment. But I think as far as style-wise, I've had to adjust over the years. And we all know that. Yeah. They talk about it at every level, right? So you got to adjust. Now, he will tell you if you're the best player, I'll coach you harder than anybody else. Any players that played me and you're an all-stater, I'm going to coach you because I want you to understand that. I feel like you're at that level. It's like Jackson's going to his level where he's at. He can handle that, whereas his teammates, some of them guys can't handle that. So sometimes I might go off on him and it ain't his fault, just so I can get it out. So I used to tell Warwick all the time, I'm yelling at you, but I know you're doing your thing. But yeah, I've had to adjust, but at the same time, I think it's hard love. They know that off the court, but on the floor, we're there to, compete at a high level, especially in this region. We don't want to just sit back. And then once I tell these guys, you get a taste of the region championship, it's addicting. Any person who coaches won the region, it's addicting. So you want one more shot at that. So hopefully this team will give us an opportunity to do that. And I think by February, March, we'll be in the mix.
Daniel, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you, guys. As always, thank you for what you do, and thanks for waiting on me.
You're welcome.
All right, appreciate you guys.
Season starts in a couple of weeks. We'll take one more Eric Kinder of Sayre Girls next, live on Glycod.
Is on us this season when you shop and save on new Kias from Cartown Kia.
Holiday savings start now, and you can drive home the new 2026 Sorrento, lease for just $259 a month. Or new 2026 Kia Sportage, lease for just $229 a month. And don't miss year-end savings on new 2025 Kia Telluride, lease for just $299 a month.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Welcome back to Roosters. Eric Kinder, the girls basketball coach of Sayre, joins us. And Coach, 18 wins last year. You had a solid season. How do you feel entering this campaign?
Yeah, it was a really good season for us last year. I think we kind of exceeded expectations for what we had. Coming into this season, I think we will be as good as last year. Honestly, I think we can be better. Even having lost 2 seniors that were major contributors, we bring back a couple starters and a new face to the team that will be very impactful this year.
Yeah, Coach, last year you didn't play a district schedule. You're playing a district schedule this year?
We are back in the district. We are back.
Because you didn't play a district schedule, and then you woke up and smacked somebody and got into the semifinals last year, playing in the weeds. Who are the new players that you have?
So as far as new players, we have a 7th grader named Carter Scott, who is a phenomenal basketball player. And I know that that's a young age to be playing varsity, but she is up to the challenge, both mentally and physically. She's a good-looking player, great scorer, can get to the basket, good defensive player. So super excited to have her in the program. And then we bring back 4 starters off of last year's team. So we should be okay coming into this season.
Is there anyone in particular that you think has really made a jump since last year? I mean, they all work hard in the off season, but anybody that you're seeing some results on here at this very early stage?
Yes. To me, Lucy Pittman, she's our 6-foot senior. She's a forward/wing, and she has been working on her game. She's super aggressive this year. It's a change for her. We've had to kind of get her from being timid and catching the ball and wanting to pass it. Now she's going to the basket strong, and in our first scrimmage looked fantastic.
Good. Eric, Lucy averaged 7 rebounds last year. She seems maybe like she's a little bit different from some of your other players in terms of her ability to rebound.
Lucy, she's tall, but she's athletic. So she played goalie at Sayre, a phenomenal goalie, can move, a lot of agility, and changes the game. Honestly, if she's not blocking shots, she's altering them. But as you say, is a great rebounder and is all over the place because of her speed and athleticism.
How are you going to compete this year in the 42nd district and with the rest of your schedule? But the 42nd district specifically, because you got Scott County there, Henry Clay there. I mean, there's an opportunity there. While Douglas is playing at another level, there's an opportunity there to be in the mix for the other spot in the region tournament.
There is. There's opportunity, but as you mentioned, I mean, those are some powerhouse schools. You've got Henry Clay, Bryan Station, Scott County, and Douglas, and we're kind of the small fish in the pond here. But I do think we can make some noise. We have a lot of talent on this team. We're not necessarily extremely deep, but we're talented, 1 through 5 especially. So I think we can make some noise, but we've got a long ways to go to get there. So we're excited to see what happens, but we can sneak up on some folks this year.
What have you seen in these first few weeks of practice before you actually get in game competition, but they're working against each other every day? What have you seen that encourages you so far, and do you feel like they are coming along at a good rate for you at this point?
Yeah, I like the continuity between the team and the chemistry. We've got a few playmakers who can create for themselves, but at the same time they're very willing passers, willing to share the ball, and able to create for each other. And so if we can maintain that mentality throughout the season, not just creating for ourselves but creating for our teammates, we should be okay because we've got kids who can absolutely get that done.
Eric, your daughter Catherine, a senior, what's it been like to coach her throughout her career?
It's been a blessing. I'm super fortunate, and I kind of go back 3 years ago when I got this position. She was a freshman, and Coach Helton, who's a legend around this area, he came up to me preseason and he said, enjoy every moment of this because it goes by quickly. And I've tried to embrace each moment and knowing that it does go by quickly. But it's been tough to, this year, knowing that it's the last time. So we're going to give it all we got this year to hopefully make a regional run.
So how much emphasis do you place on the All-A? Because LCA has been winning it for the last couple of years, at Berea before that. I'm not sure what the draw was last year, but I got an LCA Berea final last year in LCA Cruise. But how important is the All-A to you guys?
It's super important. Honestly, it's one of our biggest goals this year would be to win that. And you're right. For a long time, that was the Berea Invitational, and most recently, LCA has dominated and had an amazing team last year. So, I do like our chances. Again, we're very talented this year. And yeah, I mean, for us, it is a very, very important goal for us to win that All-A.
I'm sure in the period of the 5 years that you've been there, you've seen different kinds of teams, but how do you adjust then from year to year? You have to evaluate talent and then eventually decide we're going to be oriented to do this or that, and how long does that usually take?
Yeah, so it has been. You know, my first year we had a kid named Kylie Dennis, who you guys are familiar with, won 16 or yeah. Pretty good player, 11th Region Player of the Year that year, and it made my job really easy. The next year was a struggle. It was a rebuilding year for us, and so just trying to assess the talent and what we have, and then build around that the offensive and defensive schemes based on our strengths and weaknesses, trying to hide what we can and emphasize what we need to. But yeah, to be honest with you though, this year's been a little bit easier because we're not too far off from where we were last year. Even though we lost a couple of good players, what we were gaining with the new face, we're able to replace that, I think. So we're looking pretty similar to last year.
I'm going to steal a question from Keith. Yeah. Talk about your staff, some of your assistant coaches, and who you've been working with.
So Josh Smith, he has a daughter on the team, a freshman on the team named Adrian Smith. Phenomenal basketball mind, great guy, great with the girls, and he is. I kind of stole him from Coach Pennington off the football team. If you're coaching for Coach Pennington, you're a good guy. You know what you're doing. So Josh has been really, really helpful to me. And then we just hired a new assistant named Kennedy Juba. Played basketball up in Gallatin County. Is currently a student over at UK. So we're excited to have her in the program this year as well.
Anything else, Jared?
I think the challenge is there is being such a small school, competing in such a big district. How do you get your girls up for every game when, some games it feels like maybe you're overmatched?
It does. You just have to go out and play the best you can and play hard. Coming into the district tournament last year, I don't think anybody had us beating Bryan Station, and that was I think a surprise to a lot of folks. But we're talented, we can compete. You only have 5 on the floor at a time, regardless of how big the school is. So we go out there and we give it our best, and you'll see what happens.
That was a tremendous win against Bryan Station last year.
Yeah, we were excited to get that. It'd been a while since we'd got a district win, so it was kind of nice.
I just wanted to ask you a question about practice. Every coach, I would think, has a little bit different approach to practice. What do you try to get done each day, and how do you coordinate with your assistants to do that?
We want to play basketball each day. There's a lot, to me, a lot of basketball comes down to decision-making, being able to think quick, so we play a lot. Just playing a lot of basketball.
Eric, thanks so much for joining us. All the best this season.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having us.
It's Eric Kinder. We'll be back to wrap things up live from Roosters on Glycom.
Communication is really important on a team because you have to know what everybody's doing, even when it's not your job. You just really want to work as one unit, and whenever you can do that, the team is at its best. I think staying active helps me to be my best self by keeping me disciplined. Being able to look back whenever I go to bed at night, checking all the things off that I've done that day, it creates the best me. My name is Trent Noah, and I'm better without it.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
Central Kentucky, don't be afraid of your pool water. Talk to the experts at Suntine Pools, your BioGuard dealer. For over 50 years, our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit our store for a full line of BioGuard products, equipment, and accessories. Have your swimming pool sparkling in no time. Visit Suntine Pools today.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
It's been a great night. We thank you so much for joining us live tonight at Roosters, putting the finishing touches on the Central Kentucky High School basketball preview show. Jared, the main storyline for you is what as we enter the season?
That we have a lot of contenders in both boys and girls basketball, not just for the region title, but for the state title. Douglas is going to be number 2 in my poll coming out next week in state. Bryan Station's in the top 10. Douglas girls are in the top 10. Madison Central is going to be right there with Jake Feldhouse and the players they've got, but it's going to be highly competitive. We had sold-out gyms last year in the city in the 42nd District. I expect sold-out gyms again this year. The excitement level is sky high.
Anything stand out for you, Keith?
Well, just the tremendous talent in the coaching profession here, and also these young people who were guests on the show tonight. Such a great group, talented athletes, and obviously very mature young people too, and really working hard to give us a great season that we're all looking forward to. Some of the coaches are coming off great years, some not so good, but they all give their all, and their players do too, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Our first broadcast, Tuesday, December 2nd, Great Crossing at Frederick Douglass. Take a moment to talk about a different kind of sport tomorrow night. 2 games on Glycod. We'll have Ryle Douglas, Scott County, Woodford. Keith, we'll start with you. You'll have the Ryle Douglas game. How do you see that going?
Well, that's a tough one to call. I think we're to the point now, whoever's still playing is not only good, but playing well, too. So Douglas has a number of outstanding athletes, and Nathan McPeak has just brought them all together. They give it, everything for the team, even though they are outstanding individual athletes. And just getting acquainted with this Ryle group, but they've got an Indiana recruit on their team, Jacob Savage, and I'm looking forward to watching him play. Saw a little bit of one of their games on video, and they are very, very impressive. So it looks to be extremely competitive between 2 very, very good teams.
And Jared, you'll be at the Scott County Woodford. Last game, Scott County comes down to the goal line at the end. They don't get the play off in time and lose. How do you see that going tomorrow?
Well, we might get another 57-50 because that's how much they did. They had 1,000 yards of offense between them. Scott County had 300 yards passing last year on 9 throws. Or last week when they won at Cooper. So it's 300 yards from Scott County. With that run game, usually you don't see 300 yards passing. So, they're both playing at a really high level, and it's going to be a tremendous game.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. A great crew tonight at Rooster. Joe O'Million on camera for Keith Elkins and Jared Peck. I'm Chris LeBar. Good night, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you tomorrow. High School Football Live on Glycod.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Visit glycod.com and follow us on social media for information about upcoming broadcasts and other high school sports content. Thank you for watching this live sports presentation on Glycod.